Welcome to a hot night of racing here at the Big Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. I'm Greg Kellman, with me Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey trackside, as tonight Blast All Equipment and Club 54 Racing present Friday night excitement. We've got the Northeast Late Model Alliance along with the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. We've also got the Brock Leonard Memorial for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks and these vintage modifieds on the track as we get ready for our first qualifier of the evening. It is for the vintage modifieds. 8 laps will be the distance, 6 cars in this first qualifier. All cars will make it into the main event. Starting on the pole in car 51, that is Jake Hooker. To his outside from Hamilton, the 07 Mark Shadwell. Jens Mortensen out of Hamilton, the 68 starts third. Going in the fourth spot, the 247 is Alan Wood. Starting in fifth, Jeffrey Lermont out of St. Catharines in the 601, and Chad Brown in the 13 will start in the 6th spot as we get ready for the first green flag of the night. Carter Long atop the Cedar Springs Landscaping starter stand will cut him loose.
Shadwell pinches down Hooker a little bit down into turn number 1. He'll lead the way down the backstretch. They're side by side for the second spot.
3 and 4 for the first time. Second appearance of the season for the Niagara Region Vintage Racing Series. Shadwell will lead lap number 1. Jake Hooker, one of the most prominent drivers from down in southwestern Ontario way, driving in this vintage modified division tonight. He's up there leading the way now as he gets by Shadwell.
Nice move by Jake Hooker. He'll get out in front. Early in the night, there's still a lot of bite in the track, so the short way around is really going to be the preferred way. Mortensen looking to make a move on Shadwell for the 3rd spot.
Off the 4th corner another time around, it's going to be Hooker continuing to lead this one over Alan Wood. Here comes Mortensen looking for that 3rd spot on Shadwell. Little bump down there in corner number 1, and Shadwell will continue to hold down the 3rd spot. As this time by, Carter Long is going to show the field the cross flags. We're halfway home in this first of 2 qualifiers.
I'd be curious to know what this experience is like for Jake Hooker, because he's never driven anything, to my knowledge, that you sit in the center of.
Yeah, he's traditionally in the late model division or UMP modifieds, and this is totally different for Jake Hooker, but obviously he's a true racer, and as you watch Jake race, much like his dad, you know he can get it done in anything he steps behind the wheel of.
His dad's in a different kind of race these days. Did you know that?
Yeah, I hear he's into politics.
Yeah?
He's become a fence sitter. I can't see that from Kurt.
No.
He'll tell you like it is.
He certainly will. That family traveled well. They used to race in Florida. Before, a lot of Canadians used to go down and race at New Smyrna in the wintertime. They were one of the few teams that would make that trip.
Well, the 1 white flag is out for Jake Hooker over Alan Wood, and then it's Shadwell running in the 3rd spot. Mortensen had some problems a couple of laps back and dropped off. And he has left the racing surface as the checkered flag will come out. The first qualifier of the night is going to go to Jake Hooker over Alan Wood. And then it'll be Mark Shadwell in the 3rd spot. Jeff Lermont will finish in 4th. Chad Brown will round out the running order here in this first qualifier of the night. Second qualifier ready to roll out onto the racetrack. On the pole for this one, out of Port Colborne in the 67S will be Dave Small. And his outside, out of Fort Erie, in car number 3, it's Stan Zenken. In the 3rd starting spot from Port Colborne, the 1 is Billy Ace Montrill. And going 4th, he was a winner a couple of weeks ago when the vintage modifieds were here in the 69, Rob Pitts out of Port Colborne. Tim Natalino out of North Tonawanda, New York in the 41 will start in the 5th spot. Scott McPhail from Hamilton in car number 9 will go from the 6th position. And Jack McPhail aboard car number 2 will start 7th. He's also from Hamilton.
I don't know for sure, but this might be Jack's maiden voyage, is it?
Possibly.
That's Scott's son. Because I bug Scott quite a bit. He pits over near Connor, so I bug him. When are his days going to be done? When's he going to put the shoe in the car?
Go to the green flag in this second and final qualifier for the Niagara Region Vintage Racing Series. Two divisions race amongst these cars, but in this qualifier, it's all the more modern 70s, 80s body styles.
Rob Pitts working the outside down the back straightaway. He'll stay up on the high side through 3 and 4.
Lap number 1 is going to belong to Stan Zankin, another driver that is well traveled in different race cars, a late model driver, sprint car driver over the years.
Yeah, he's raced a lot of things, that's for sure.
Did he run Sportsman at all? I don't recall.
I want to say he did, either Sportsman or Modifieds. I'm not sure, Greg.
He continues to lead out in front over Rob Pitts. Rob was basically untouchable last time he was here. We'll see if that will be the same story here tonight. So far, Zankin putting down some quick laps as he continues to lead over Pitts in the second position. And then you've got that beautiful number 9 back there of Scott McPhail running in the third spot.
Ryan Ferry seemed to have a lot of speed last time they were here, and I'm not sure if he's got a different power plant in that thing this time, but he doesn't seem quite as speedy.
This makes me feel so old watching these cars. This is what I grew up watching.
Yep.
Still cool to watch him carry that left front as the gap at the front has narrowed. Zankin holding on, but Rob Pitts talk about carry that left front in the air. He's got it jacked up.
Hard to wear out that left front tire when it's not on the ground very much.
Here comes the challenge for the lead down into corner number 3. This time by it'll be 2 laps left to go. Zankin and Pitts. Zankin's going to continue to lead.
Pitts looking to the inside. Zankin about a lane off the bottom of the track. Not a lot of room down there, but a bit of room as Pittsy gets sideways in turn 2.
Mobile 1 white flag, this time off of corner number 4. Zankin continuing to hold back Pitts. Pitts, though, giving it all he has in the easy 69 as they go down into corner number 1. He's right there on the rear Nerf bar.
Off the bottom of turn number 2, Zankin gets a better drive off that second corner. Pittsy really sails it into the third turn. Who's it going to be at the line?
At the line. Oh, what a finish. Zankin's going to steal that one away. As Pitts had the run on the outside line, but Zankin's going to come up as the winner over Pitts. Scott McPhail in third, Tim Natalino in fourth, and it's Billy Montreuil, Dave Small, and Jack McPhail concluding the running order. So that concludes qualifying for the Vintage Modifieds. Up next, the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks.
So we have another look at that finish. I would venture to guess you don't get an awful lot of 16 one-thousandths of a second margin victories in that class.
Exactly.
Okay, buckle up, kids. There's a lot of them. From Napanee, the 41 is Landon Much. On the outside of row 1 from Smithville, Kyle Pellrine in the 47X. Driving the 8 from Hagersville, it's Ryan Denning. Alongside him from Hagersville, the 49 is Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey. Starting 5th in the 12 from Belleville, it's Nicholas Cormier. 6th from Canfield in the 03, it's the Gun Show, George Grossel. 7th from Wooler, it's Chris Hackett in the 06. Then in 8th from Port Robinson, Zach Bleach drives the 108. 37 is from Hardy, it's Rob Hoskins. 427 from Binbrook is Smokey Tim Phelan. And rounding out the field from Ancaster, it's Liam Schwedick in the 53.
So 41 cars here to compete in the Brock Leonard Memorial. Just having a quick look. 9 of the cars here tonight are from Eastern Ontario. I haven't had a chance yet to see how many we've got from Niagara and the West, but a good contingency of different drivers to make up this field. And, of course, we've got the Bounty on the line tonight as well.
So what's interesting about the Bounty is most weeks at Ohsweken, Dave Bailey and Ryan Beagle have to start 18th, 19th, 20th. Tonight, there is no handicap, so they'll be able to start near the front, but so will the outsiders. Anyone can beat them. It's an extra $8,500. So if an outsider can win this race, it will be an $11,000 payday. If Ryan Beagle or Dave Bailey win, $2,500.
Green flag is out, and Kyle Pellrine's going to jump out to the early lead, one of the regular runners down at Merrittville Speedway in that beautiful 47X. In tow is Dave Bailey, and then you've got a 4-car fight behind that.
Top 5 cars transferred to the main event tonight. The top 3 finishers will redraw for starting positions, so the redraw will affect positions 1 through 12 in the feature event.
Pellrine holding on to the lead over Bailey. Dinning running in the 3rd spot. 1 car up high in corner 2. That almost collected Hackett in the 06. That was the 12 of Nicholas Cormier.
Good start by Tim Phelan, who started way back in the 10th spot. And he's battling for a top 5 position.
And Tim's been using that outside line, has kept a lot of steam going up there as he works on the back end of George Grossel in the 03. Here's the battle for the lead. Pellrine continuing to lead. Bailey is right there on the back bumper.
And again, it really doesn't matter if you're Dave Bailey if you make this pass for the lead, except for the mind game that you don't want anybody to beat you on your home turf.
Liam Schwedek is going to pull it into the infield. Running, I believe, just the 2nd race of the year. The 53 has come to the cross flags here in this first qualifier of 4 on the evening.
Tim Phelan still hanging on to that 5th position, the final transfer spot. And once we get to the B main, there's going to be 17 cars in the B main for only 4 transfer positions into tonight's feature event. So, better to get it done now in the heat than wait for that dreaded B main.
3 more trips around as Cormier is going to go around a corner number 2 right in front of the leaders. So the Dixieland Grill caution flag will come out here. And the Hunsinger's Plumbing qualifier number 1.
I like the paint scheme on that 12. That's cool. Yeah.
Nicholas Cormier is going to loop the car around. We'll rejoin the field.
So if you finish 3rd in this qualifying heat, you're going to start somewhere between 1st and 12th in the feature. If you finish 4th, you're going to start 13th. Finish 5th, you're going to start 17th.
Field creeps by the Duke Electric camera perch down there inside of corner number 3 as we come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone with Kyle Pellrine ready to set the pace, and we're back under the green flag.
Haley up to the high side. He is under attack from Zach Bleach in that 108. They're 3 wide for the 4th spot right behind them.
2 laps left to go as they come off the corner. Here comes the challenge from Zach Bleach on Dave Bailey. It's been all Kyle Pellrine to this point, and that's got to be a good feeling for him coming in as an outsider.
Trouble in turn number 2. The 41 car goes around. That's Landon Much. He's able to carry on as the Mobile 1 white flag comes out.
Another trip around. This will be Rob Hoskins. Oh, right in front of the Chris Hackett 06. He'll continue on, though.
Tim Phelan got a little loose in 1 and 2. George Grossel with a run on the outside. Kyle Pellrine holding a pretty wheel. He's driven a great heat race so far. He's going to hold on to take the win. Dave Bailey 2nd. Zach Bleach 3rd to the redraw. George Grossel 4th. Ryan Dinning 5th. And Tim Phelan should start in the pole position of the last chance qualifier a little later on in the program.
Good close battle there for that 4th spot right down to the line as we get ready for Hunsinger's Plumbing qualifier number 2, the Creative Edge Signs and Graphics starting lineup, Adam Ross.
On the pole from Merlin, the 21 is Spencer Smolders. Starting 2nd from Ohsweken, the 69G is Brian General. 43 of Kyle Andrus from Hamilton. He'll start 3rd. Starting 4th from Wainfleet, the 77 of Mitch Pettit. 5th from Ohsweken, the 24T is Aaron Turkey. 6th from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. 7th from Ancaster, it's Kyle Wirt in the 19. 8th from Victoria, it's the big dog, Ryan Beagle in the 84 RK. 9th from Kentbridge, the 93F is Calvin Fox, and rounding out the field from Brighton, the 10 is Carter Rhodes. great to see one of the Bomberry 24 cars out. Blake, we miss you. We can't wait to have you back, but cool to see your car here. We're there in Turkey behind the wheel.
Green flag goes up in the air for Spencer Smolders, leads him down into corner number 1. And off the corner they go with General working the outside line. That's Brian General there. And Mitch Petta, good to see him back after that wild wreck a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a tough one for sure, as Ryan Beagle able to sneak up through the field, jump up into the top 5. That is a transfer spot. Carter Rhodes as well with a great start in that number 10. Kyle Wirt had a tough opening lap. He's got some ground to make up.
This is a tough qualifying heat with Trevor DeBoer, Ryan Beagle, and Kyle Wirt up there. All regulars up in the top 3 on any given night.
Contact between Brian General and Spencer Smolders there in turns 3 and 4. We got a 3-wide battle almost for the lead. Ryan Beagle couldn't get the drive he wanted. The inside of turn 2 looks a little bit slick so far.
Off the 4th corner, they work another time as Trevor DeBoer in the Tim Sonato, number 23, leads over Spencer Smolders. Here comes Ryan Beagle working that inside line. He'll slip to the inside of the 21 as Carter Rhodes has followed that 84. Nice drive by Carter, one of the regulars from Brighton Speedway there in the 4th spot.
He's had some speed here before. He's also had some bad luck here before with a really tough wreck on the front stretch.
Past the halfway point, Trevor DeBoer leading the way. Ryan Beagle has got some company with Carter Rhodes right on his back bumper as they work it down through corner number 3 another time. A good drive from Kyle Wirt now, who's gotten his way up to the 5th spot.
Wirt went up to the cushion in turn number 3 and drove it down the hill, trying to get a big run down the front straightaway, and he certainly did as he makes a move on Spencer Smolders to the inside. One more pass will put him in the redraw. You know he wants a good starting spot tonight.
He's wheeling it tonight. He's right there on the back bumper of Carter Rhodes as they come off of corner number 4. 2 laps left to go. And so far, the 2 guys that are trying to be beat tonight have been beat to this point as Trevor DeBoer is out in front of Ryan Beagle. He's not done yet, though.
Nope, Mobile 1 white flag. They've got one more lap to get it done as Kyle Wirt works to the inside of Carter Rhodes. Rhodes able to fend him off so far. One more time to go.
Ryan Beagle might have a look down in corner number 2. Got a little sideways going through 1. And that's going to cost him as Trevor DeBoer will lead them through 3 and 4. But here comes Beagle with one last shot.
Off of turn number 4. Who's it going to be at the stripe? It's DeBoer over Beagle. Carter Rhodes, Kyle Wirt 4th. With Brian General getting the last ticket to tonight's feature event. Everybody else headed towards the last chance qualifier.
2 in, 2 more to go for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Here for the Brock Leonard Memorial. Here comes qualifier 3.
Clint?
Guys, just want to talk about this bounty we got tonight. $8,500 for anybody who can beat Ryan Beagle or Dave Bailey here tonight. Want to send a shout out to Emma from Club 54, not with us. She threw $5,000 at this bounty and some extra cash here to make it, and even $10,000. We had one more anonymous come in at $1,000, so we are at $8,500 for the bounty, $2,500 for the win for the driver here who can get it done. Boys, $11,000 for Thunderstocks. How cool is that?
It's a pretty awesome payout, but you put it up and you have a big event honoring Brock Leonard and the cars show up. That is what is so cool about Common Rules at the dirt tracks. On the pole of qualifier number 3 from Six Nations, the 44B is Bella General. Alongside her, it's Mikey Bobby, Mike Thorne from Caledonia in the 55. 96, Steve Shaw Sr., 629, Sean Gregory. 71, Corey McAllister. 72, Doug Anderson. 03J, Justin Ramsey. 97, Ron Logie. 93K, Mike Lazenga. And the 43C is Clinton Nichols.
Off they go into corner number 1 with the new dad, Mikey Bobby, Mike Thorne out in front, and then a big traffic jam behind him. And it looks like
the boss didn't like something. You talked about the previous heat being stacked. Look at the talent in this one.
Well, guys, they called it off. Turn 4, 55 jump. Mike Thorne being sent back a row. So we'll call it back and get it straightened out.
So Bella General going to get back to her spot on the front row. And that will put Sean Gregory in the 629 on the outside of row 1.
Dave's already having to get animated here. No crisscrossing.
Crisscross applesauce.
I knew that was coming. Justin Ramsey, former winner of the Brock Leonard Memorial back in 2022 in that 03 machine. It's in the inside of row number 4. Has to be one of the favorites here tonight. What's this?
Excuse me, pardon me.
Yeah.
3 wide into turn number 1. Shaw to the inside. Bella General in the middle. Mike Thorne on the high side with Ron Logie right behind. Corey McAllister there on the 71.
And Mike Thorne's going to use that outside line to try and get by Bella General and work on Shaw as well off the 4th corner. Big head of steam, and it's going to be Mike Thorne leading lap 1. Oh, I thought he was getting a little sideways there in 1 for a moment.
Boy, oh boy, they're going to town a little deeper in the pack. Problems for Gregory in that 629. He'll peel off into the pits. Corey McAllister trying to battle for the 3rd spot with Justin Ramsey in the 03. Clinton Nichols with a good start to this one. He's up there into a transfer spot. Running in he was running in the 5th spot. Ron Logie gets to his inside. But look at who's outside of a qualified spot. Mike Plazinga, Doug Anderson.
Off a corner 4, they work another time. Mike Thorne continuing to lead over Shaw, Ramsey, and McAllister. McAllister's the new one on the block here in the dirt street stocks, rather. Holding his own right now inside the top 4.
Doing a good job on the bottom in that all-white number 71. Justin Ramsey is as good as they come. He hasn't done much racing lately, but he dusted off that 03 to come down here and battle for the big money.
Thorne continuing to lead the way in the Burger Barn, 55. So construction has started at the Burger Barn. That's good news for all of us.
That's great news. Mike Plazinga in that 5th spot. Problem for Ron Logie. He must have had a tire going down for a while. I think that right rear has gone flat in the 97.
That's going to be tough for one of the drivers that I would say has a legitimate shot to win here tonight. And he's going to roll to a stop to the high side of corner number 2. 2 laps left to go. They have yet to throw, and now they will throw the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Ron Logie comes up lane to the high side of corner number 2.
This restart is going to get pretty wild.
Doug Anderson heads to the pit area. The Kenny U-Pull push truck team will get on the scene here and see if it's just a push or a hook needed here for Ron Logie. I almost wonder if something in the front end is.
No, I think he's got a flat right rear tire.
And Doug Anderson backed up out of the corner 2 pit area entrance and has rejoined.
That's one way to do it.
Just kidding. So Ron Logie gets pushed to the pit area, and we'll be able to get back at it with 3 laps remaining here on Blast All Equipment and Club 54 Racing Night. 360s and mini stocks are off, so Adam gets to announce the majority of the starting lineups. That worked out great when my 2 divisions are off.
Some nights you're the windshield, some nights you're the bug. All right, the top 3 is where you want to be. The top 5 get into the big dance later on.
They creep down the back stretch. Great shot of the field there at the Duke Electric camera perch. That's a great place to stand if you want to watch some speed. I don't know as though I'd want to stand there between hay bales and fast race cars.
What's the worst that can happen?
Green flag back in the air. Mike Thorne leads him down into corner number 1 with Justin Ramsey now in tow. He'll slip into the 2nd position.
Ramsey to P2, Steve Shaw back to P3. He's going to fall in line. Justin Ramsey down into the 3rd turn. Looked like he hesitated there for a minute. Corey McAllister did not. He stuffed it in the inside of turn 3. Klozinga didn't get a great restart there as Bella General is off the pace on the front stretch.
And she's going to take the 44 to the high side of 1. I think she'll have enough steam to get in the pit area, so we'll stay under the green flag as we come to the Mobile 1 white flag off the corner. Here comes Thorin with a good run off of 4 that time, and he'll drop on the back bumper of Justin Ramsey.
Clinton Nichols to the outside of Corey McAllister down the back straightaway, though Mike Thorne all over Justin Ramsey for that top spot.
Through 3 and 4 they come. The 2022 Brock Leonard Memorial winner is going to pick up a checkered flag in the first qualifier. So he's in the big show along with Mike Thorne, Steve Shaw, Corey McAllister. And then you've got Clinton Nichols with a big 5th place finish to lock him into the main event. Mike Klozinga, Doug Anderson, Bella General, Ron Logie, and Sean Gregory will go to tonight's last chance qualifier.
Good for Clinton Nichols. That's a great result. They've all got to pass through Tech. And that's one thing Clint made crystal clear in the drivers' meeting. He said, you got to race our boys fair and girls. You got to race hard, race clean, race fair, and you got to pass Tech.
And the singles qualifier number 4 on the racetrack.
On the pole from Petrolia, the 77T is Carson Thompson. Second from Thorold, it's Go Fast Teeple in the 11. The 81B is Brando Green Stiers. He's from Ohsweken. He'll start 3rd. 4th from West Lauren, the 2G, is John Dunn. 5th from Hamilton is Brian Passetti in the 62. 6th from Waterdown, Dylan Peckham in the 51D. 7th from Brantford, it's Casey Huffman in the 13. 8th from Trenton, the 26G, is Brock Gregory. 9th from Delaware, the 30T, is Kevin Trevelyan. And 10th from Tilbury, it's Nick Cameron in the 81C.
Green flag is out. A little bumper tag going on there as they race down into corner number 1. This heat, I would say, is pretty wide open. One of the hot shoes is headed to the pit area. Go Fast Teeple with problems in the 11.
Yeah, Teeple's car just did not go. Everyone does a good job to avoid contact. This might be an interesting top 3.
Brian Passetti leads the way right now in the 62. Casey Huffman in the middle runs in that second spot, gets a good run through corner number 2. Here comes Brock Gregory on the outside. Now remember, Brock is the most recent driver to actually beat Dave Bailey and Ryan Beagle.
He is so, and he threads the needle nicely there between 3 and 4 to get to the inside, make a move on Brian Passetti, and now he'll... Whoa! Casey Huffman goes around in turn 2.
Nick Cameron and Brando Green Stiers going to be caught up in this one.
Bomber. Casey Huffman was not only in a transfer spot, he was in a redraw spot. Just got in the corner a little bit hot. Show that replay again if you would. Watch Brian Passetti. He instantly knows something is wrong and changes the trajectory of his car. Right there, he can see something is amiss, already figuring out a way to get that car pointed down the track. Brando Green Stiers did not have that opportunity.
Brando Green and his business, Green Chronic, was one of the first guys who stepped up with $1,000 to throw into the bounty here. He's got some work to do here, guys, but this doesn't look like it'll be a night ender for him. But he does have a long way to go, and you mentioned earlier, Adam, with 41 cars here, 20 are going to come out of the 4 qualifiers. That's leaving 21 cars potentially in the B main here tonight in the last chance qualifier.
It's going to be an exciting race for sure. Both front tires are flat. Both front wheels are damaged.
Yeah, he's got problems here. This side's too mangled up, so they'll have to do some work on both sides of this number 81 to get him back going. Jack, maybe come take a look at this side quickly before we get moving too.
We've got a good look at it, Clinton, from up above.
Oh yeah, I forgot we got our camera there. Hey guys. Yeah, damage to both sides here on the front tires for the Brando Green Stiers machine. And he'll get the hook back here from Sid's tow truck. They're going to pull in the infield and try and get this one going. We're going to get clear out because they're doubling it up.
back to the green flag next time around. Surprised Nick Cameron able to continue on. He took some fairly substantial.
How is Cameron?
Nick Cameron, sorry.
Yeah, but how is he at the front?
Yeah, he was definitely part of that incident. Took some contact on that right front of the 81. You can see a look at it there. It comes off the corner, but looks like it's just superficial damage. Always one of the top competitors from the Southwest. And they invade here at Ohsweken Speedway is Nick Cameron in the 81. So much so I picked him tonight in the fantasy. So what are the stakes on that? Like, has that risen to $10,000 yet if they can beat us?
It was tickets to the Outlaws show. It was a shirt and a hat. And you've been pulling most of the weight, Greg. Clearly you're a natural-born gambler.
I'm always pulling the weight up here.
This doesn't add up. The white flag is out. There's no way the 81 should be restarting third. And was such a prestigious event.
I don't know as though we were coming to the green. Carter looked a little uncommitted to waving the white flag there. Well, he's got the green. I guess that's where Cameron's going to start. And Staniel.
Heard one of the scorers say the lineup is not good.
So they'll get them sorted out. 2 on the board, 6 to go here in this final qualifier for the Brock Leonard Memorial.
So they're conversing next door. What happened to Passetti when I wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Was he in the middle of that? I didn't think he was.
Oh, scores. Truck, do we have a replay of that accident?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not remembering it.
Right. And I've been wrong before. Okay, let's have a look. So going in the corner, Casey Huffman is leading.
Right.
Gregory gets through. Passetti gets
wasn't
through.
Part of it.
81, 81, and 13 are clearly in the wreck.
Yeah. Passetti just misses it, so he should be
second. 77 should be third. 2 should be fourth. Hey, back to green.
And Gregory's going to haul down into corner number 1 as the race leader. Side by side for that runner-up position. Again, top 5 transfer to the main event here tonight. Running in that second spot is John Dunn in the 2G machine. Having a great run here this evening. Casey Huffman trying to work his way back towards a qualifying spot. He's on the outside there, running now in the 3rd position.
Good launch by Casey Huffman up off of turn number 2. He'll look towards the inside of 3. Nick Cameron coming up through there as well. But out front, it's all Gregory.
They're halfway home in this final qualifier for the Thunderstocks. Side by side for second. Huffman's going to take the spot and move Dunn back to 3rd. Cameron is right there in the 4th position. Passetti is in the final transfer position.
So Passetti, a few drivers have come back from trouble in this one as Passetti makes a late move down into turn 1 to the inside of Dunn. Cameron going to try to get a run on Casey Huffman off the 2nd turn as they race down the backstretch.
This time by it'll be 2 laps left to go for Brock Gregory. Definitely more what we expect from Brock. His last outing here a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago it was, he had troubles in the qualifying heat. I don't even think they were any of his own problems. He got caught up with some other drivers. Brock Gregory definitely where we think he should be here tonight as he leads the way coming to the Mobile One white flag.
Nick Cameron going to slide up in front of Casey Huffman. Huffman crosses him over. Brian Passetti to the inside of Dunn as we come across the Mobile One white flag.
Final time down the backstretch as Brian Passetti loses the right rear tire and wheel and everything else. Off the wall it goes. Checkers come out. And no, yellow's going to come out before we finish this lap as Passetti sits stranded in corner number 2.
He lost a wheel going through turn 1 there, guys.
Then Dunn sort of clobbered him on the way through. Nothing Dunn could do there. Really, it was it all happened so fast, Greg.
That it did.
Oh, and Dunn pulls off.
And I believe the 77 and 51 were thinking the same. Peckham decides to stay out. That's going to be costly for John Dunn.
Unless Dunn had damage from
Maybe
contacting Passetti.
So that's going to reset the top 5 now with Brock Gregory, Casey Huffman, Nick Cameron, Dylan Peckham, and then Carson Thompson in the 77 holds down the final transfer spot.
Hey guys, broken axle back here for Passetti. You can see it right where it clips right off the hub there. It's sheared right off. And the brake shoes are still there, but everything gone. You can see it broke right here, guys. There's your axle snapped right off the center. A little bit of oil rolling down here on the track. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, though.
What a roller coaster of emotion that heat was for Passetti.
Yeah. Probably not going to be too happy.
No, I wouldn't. Unless something happened, Greg, that we didn't see.
That's possible. There's a lot we don't see.
So. There is a lot we don't see. But that one would surprise you. I thought we had that right. But Clint, how mad did Passetti look?
You know, he was pretty good. We said broken right axle. Nah, it happens.
All right.
Well, this is really going to, of the 5 cars that transfer from this heat race into the Brock Leonard Memorial, 1 or 2 are going to be a bit of a surprise, Greg, and good for them.
Yep.
Every race matters. You got to get to the checkered flag if you want a chance. And the 6 cars on the track are hoping to do that, so this should be a green-white checker.
So still getting these drivers in the proper position as the front row. They can choose inside or outside. The leader can choose if he wants to start on the outside. Brock Gregory has chosen that, but the next row, they do not get the choice. So 6 cars, 5 of them will transfer as we come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone to Carter Long and the green flag.
Brock Gregory with a good launch. Casey Huffman settles right into second. Nick Cameron looks comfortably in the 3rd spot. And Carson Thompson, who was running deep in this field, making himself right at home in 4th, leaving the other 2 to battle for that final transfer.
Mobile One white flag up in the air for Brock Gregory. Casey Huffman hanging with him as they go down in corner number 1. Huffman down low, Brock Gregory up high. Nick Cameron sitting there in that 3rd spot.
Kevin Trevelyan doing everything he can in that 30T to get that final transfer position as we head towards the checkered flag. Look at Casey Huffman on the inside. Is he going to hold him off? No. Brock Gregory gets it over Huffman, Cameron, Carson Thompson, and Dylan Peckham.
So that concludes Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock qualifying for the Brock Leonard Memorial. We'll take a quick break and be back with the crate sprints.
This bundle deal is going viral. It's a wash system that is completely touchless on mud and clay. You just spray it on, watch it dissolve the mud and grime, and then rinse it off. It worked really fast, but I still wanted to put it to the test. So I put it head-to-head against a name brand wash, and the results were shocking. Well, that's pretty clear. There's a limited time bundle for your first purchase. Using the QR code on screen when you buy this kit, you get an extra 3 bottles of wash for free. Don't miss this exclusive offer.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
Blastol Equipment, Club 54 Racing present Friday night excitement. Ready to go, the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. Their first of 4 qualifiers here tonight. Their qualifying heats brought to you by DJD Graphics. Creative Edge Signs and Graphics starting lineup will be brought to you by Mr. Adam Ross.
Greg, you're doing such a good job queuing those up. I've just got to commend you. Qualifier number 1 goes on. You're not sure what to do with compliments, are you?
I know it's not real.
From Scotland, the 53 is Logan Schwedick, starting second from Mississauga. It's the highlight man, Mac Demand, in the 4. Third, welcome back from Cortland in the 5. It's Tom Pellizzari. Fourth out of Georgetown, it's Steve Murdoch in the 2M. Fifth from Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Sixth from Rockwood, it's Ryan Fraser in the 94. Seventh, it's the 96 of Tyler LaFantasy from Thorold. And rounding out the field, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller from Six Nations in the 20.
Under the green flag for the first of 4 qualifiers for our Crate Sprint Car Division. Logan Schwedick, Mac Demand, bring us to the green flag. Mac Demand already with a feature win this year in that Bar Motorsports number 4, but it's going to be Logan Schwedick that pulls off as your leader down the backstretch.
Logan Schwedick just looks so good in these cars. We talk about it week in and week out, but he's really the next one, I think, Greg, to jump up and be a regular podium visitor in that 53.
He's right there every week, and now he's got some company as Mac Demand is right there, the highlight man all over the fuel cell of the back end of the 53, but Schwedick is smooth and steady, continues to lead on lap 2.
Steve Murdoch moves up to the 3rd spot. That puts him in the redraw as the fastest car in this heat. But look at the battle deeper. Ryan Fraser has the final qualified position. Behind him, they're going nuts.
Lap 3 goes on the board. All Logan Schwedick over Mac Demand. Steve Murdoch, who was last week's winner, and Adrian Staley, who's been doing some super modified racing, back with us again tonight in the 50 LS.
Halfway through this one, Schwedick with about a 10-car length lead. Looking at Staley in that 50, he's got that wing drawn way back.
Nice job in the Patco Transport number 50 LS, holding down the 4th spot. He's got Ryan Fraser behind him. There's Tyler LaFantasy and Tom Pellizzari in the 5, running in the back. Yeah, problems for the Iceman.
Johnny Miller in the 20. Comes up lane through turn number 4 as it'll be 2 to go, says Carter the starter.
It's all Logan Schwedick. He's pulled away from Mac Demand and leads the way in that 53 machine through 3 and 4. This time by, he'll come to the mobile 1 white flag.
One more time around, Schwedick continuing to lay down good laps out there in the 53. Mac Demand has settled into 2nd with Murdoch 3rd. Staley, that's a good run for him in the 4th spot. Get up there in the 4th position. Ryan Fraser in 5th, and that's how they're going to wind up. Schwedick with the win over Demand, Murdoch, Staley, Fraser. And headed to the last chance race will be Tyler LaFantasy and Tom Pellizzari.
Logan Schwedick strong again in the 53. He'll pick up the DJD Graphics qualifier win. And qualifier number 1, still 3 to come.
Yeah, 32 cars on hand, so a great field of crate sprint cars here tonight. Here's the lineup for heat race number 2. Clint, go ahead.
Well, this is the best thing that could happen to the Miller cars that just popped out of gear, guys. So he ended his heat early, but he should be able to pop it back in gear and get it refired without issue.
Oh, that's good. That's an inexpensive problem when you see a car roll into the infield like that. Could be much worse. On the pole from Caledonia, it's Liam Martin in the 9, starting second from Clarence Center, New York. The 57C is Cooper Fritz. Third from Mount Bridges, the 48 is Nick Sheridan. Fourth from St. Thomas is Jesse Costa in the 52. Fifth out of Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. Sixth in the 36 is Jeremy May from Hagersville. Seventh from Beamsville, Nico Hansen drives the 27H, and rounding out the field from Baden is Travis Hofstetter in the 2. Clint, do you want to speak a little bit about Nick Sheridan?
What would you like me to say about Nicky?
Why is he in the 48 car?
Yeah, so Lance Erskine's been struggling a little bit with the handling on his car. Nick's been helping him out, and they decided to exchange the keys tonight, so Nick will drive the Erskine car and try and see if they can sort out what's been ailing the 48.
Coming to the green flag through the WG Truck Center start zone. It's Liam Martin. Cooper Fritz will bring us to the green, and we're underway.
There was some quality competition in this heat. Liam Martin leads Nick Sheridan down the backstretch. Cooper Fritz settles into the second spot.
Lap 1, Liam Martin feature win already this year in the crate sprint car division. Nick Sheridan rides in the second spot. He was the Empire Super Sprints winner here back at the end of May.
Jesse Costa up to the 4th position. That's a big, important battle for him. He's got to stay ahead of Campbell Baker in the 26X.
Here comes Nick Sheridan right there on the tail tank of Liam Martin. Martin's going to pull away and stretch the advantage into 3. Nick Sheridan's able to close the gap each time through the corners.
Entering down into turn 1. Similar lines being run by the top 2. Liam Martin, though, getting a better drive off the corner. Able to pull away from Nick Sheridan a couple of car lengths off of turn 2.
Halfway home for Liam Martin in the Creative Edge Science and Graphics car number 9. Thinking of Steve Lyons, who's recuperating from some surgery last week. I hope all's going well, and he'll be back up and around soon.
Good call there. Cooper Fritz in the 3rd spot. He's got company. Jesse Costa has closed that gap. He'll drive to the inside in 1 and 2. Campbell Baker drifting back just a little bit in that 5th spot. He's got to be careful not to let Jeremy May close in, or Travis Hofstetter, Nico Hansen. There's some good cars back behind him.
2 laps left to go. Jesse Costa comes in as the point leader. He's trying to get by Cooper Fritz for that 3rd spot. 3rd place in points. Liam Martin leads this qualifier right now out front over Nick Sheridan.
Mobile 1 white flag, 1 more lap to go. Liam Martin's been running that same line the whole race, really getting off the corners well. And that number 9, Nick Sheridan, with a solid 2nd place. That's how they're going to wind up as they cross the finish line.
Checkers out for Liam Martin, and it's Nick Sheridan in 2nd. Cooper Fritz with a great run up there in 3rd. Jesse Costa 4th, and it's Campbell Baker 5th, followed by Jeremy May, Nico Hansen, and Travis Hofstetter. So we talked about Jesse Costa leading the points. That man, Liam Martin, is 3rd place in points. The guy in between, Steve Murdoch in the 2M, who won last week. And the one guy missing now in the top 5, Brett Stratford, dropped to 7th last week after his injury, and he has not returned this week.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. We caught Brett. He got caught by a big clump of mud there last Friday night here, took the rock screen out, hit him in the chest and throat area. Well, I want to send the best out to Brett. I'm sure he's watching at home today. He was bummed out to miss the races, but he said, I can't even get my safety straps on. There's no way I could put my suit on tonight. So all the best to Brett. Hopefully you're feeling a bit better, and get Brett well, buddy, so we can get you back here soon.
Well, if you saw the x-ray that he shared on Facebook, I think the throat is his least of his concerns. Brett Stratford, always with a good sense of humor. Heat race number 3 rolls onto the track. Here's how they're going to line up. On the pole from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. Starting 2nd from Ancaster is Keegan Baker in the 16X. 24A is A.J. Lewis from Stony Creek. He'll start third. Fourth out of Wilsonville, the 55, is Corey Whittam. Fifth from Caledonia, the 89L, is Logan Ferguson. Sixth from St. George, the 69K, is Ken Hamilton. Seventh from Hamilton, the 78, is Darren McLennan. And eighth from parts unknown, driving the 78X, it's Matt Boyes, who comes to us via the Legends cars. Ran Legends for quite a while, and now he's joining us here in the Crate Sprints. And how about a happy 60th birthday to Terry Baker? They threw a surprise party for him here at the track.
Green flag is out. Keegan Baker's going to lead them down into corner number one with Kiana Teal pushing up the track. Caught maybe a piece of Corey Whittam, I believe, there in one.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact there. Kiana Teal runs in the third spot. A.J. Lewis back in fourth in the 24A. He'll have a look to the inside off of turn 4.
Baker out in front over Whittam, who's going to go sideways up in corner number 2. Great move by Kiana Teal and by Darren McLennan. Parked it perfectly. Wow, there's room to spare.
I'm sure right now Darren McLennan is not really jazzed about that situation.
No.
But I'll tell you, he should be.
Watch how close this comes. Oh.
If you can't avoid it, sometimes all you can do is lock it down. And the reason he doesn't want to turn to the right is it's all loose dirt up there, so you don't have a lot of control. Kiana doesn't care. She just steer around it, put her foot to the floor, and figure it out. But that was a good move by Darren McLennan to save his race car.
They have come over the one-way radio and told the 78 you'll get your spot back because you were spinning to avoid it. So we'll see how that one plays out. And Corey Whittam, boy, this car's been running fast lately, guys. He seemed to have found the handle. Stepped a little bit over it there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if something might be amiss on the car from his contact with Kiana Teal. But he should be able to get pushed off, and he makes a turn towards the racetrack, so I think he'll rejoin the field there.
Full push truck team on the scene, and I think they're going to have to go see Corey again. So Keegan Baker is your leader, as we have a shot there of Corey Whittam on the J. Summers Garage drone.
This presents an interesting opportunity now because Corey Whittam was the fast qualifier in this heat, which means if he finishes in the top 4, he goes to the redraw. It's going to be tough for Whittam to get back to a top 4 spot, which means the top 2 finishers in this heat will go to the redraw instead.
Coming back to the green flag through the WG Truck Center restart zone as the cone is out on the front stretch.
Keegan Baker way up to the high side, which is common for these restarts. They hit the throttle, turn down the banking to get that little giddy up going. Baker will lead by 4 or 5 car lengths as he exits turn 2.
It's all Keegan Baker right now over A.J. Lewis as they work off of corner number 4 another time. Logan Ferguson having a great run right now in that 3rd position. Remember how his season started, and here he is right now battling for 3rd. He'll give that up to Kiana Teal.
Teal takes that spot. Darren McLennan closes in, and Corey Whittam is right back there again in the 55.
Baker, Lewis, Teal. Whoa, that was another close one for Darren McLennan as he almost hopped right over Logan Ferguson's right rear. Halfway home in this one. 4 down, 4 to go for Keegan Baker, and A.J. Lewis are out in the clear. Kiana Teal holds down 3rd. Here comes Darren McLennan with a head of steam.
He really got through 1 and 2 well there as he tries to close in on Kiana Teal. Corey Whittam trying to chip away on the inside as Logan Ferguson gets out of shape up towards the wall. That'll allow Whittam to get through.
McLennan's going to squeak by Kiana Teal into the 3rd spot. 2 laps left to go for Keegan Baker over A.J. Lewis.
Kiana Teal trying to hang on. If Corey Whittam can make that pass, he gets back into the redraw. It's going to be a challenge, but out in front, it's all Keegan Baker as Corey Whittam overdrives just a little bit in 1 and 2.
Holds on to it, though. White flag is out for Keegan Baker. Lewis continues to hold down the second spot. McLennan third. Then it's Kiana Teal, Corey Whittam, Logan Ferguson, and side-by-side battle with Boys and Hamilton.
Yeah, those two having a good little battle back there deep in the field. Checkered flag is out. Keegan Baker going to take the win. Ken Hamilton is around. A.J. Lewis second. Darren McLennan. Kiana.
Oh, no. Leader and winner clips Ken Hamilton's car that was sitting up there in corner 2. Wow, that's... You never want to see that. And as he was approaching, I'm like, no, he's got to get out of the way, but he did not. Hopefully the damage is minor.
It looks like both right side tires are down. So here we go. This is the cool down lap.
Well, this is coming
to it's coming to the checkers.
Yeah.
So Ken Hamilton down into 1 and 2, slides across the track.
And meanwhile, Keegan Baker's taking the checkered flag, and then, wow, that's ripped the front Nerf bar right off of Hamilton's car. Pretty solid hit there.
Clinton Jeffrey is over on the scene, so is Jack.
So they are calling that one official.
The interesting thing is Keegan Baker gets the redraw spot. Look, he's qualified.
Yeah, but guys, here's where all the damage is. He's got big problems here on the right rear and the rear end of this car. We'll see how it goes. Keegan out here to assess the damage. Keegan, that's a tough break, man, when this car's fast and win the heats. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't really have words right now.
That's fair enough. And what can we tell you guys? Flat right rear, that's the main thing. I don't see a lot of other major damage here. We'll have to get and see what's up with the rear end, but everything appears to be intact. And we'll have to see how this one comes apart when they get it back to the pit area, guys, but most of it seems to be in good shape. We'll see if there's any problems with the rear end of the car, but that was a tough lick. He's got both right side tires flat, and we're good to go. We're going to get out of the way, Jack, so they can move the tractor and get rolling. How about a hit for young Keegan anyways, guys? He put on a heck of a show winning that race. This is a tough break. They're going to have some work to do to get into this one. Qualified, though, guys, that's a good thing, right? You don't have to repair it and get in. You just got to get the car right.
Works better when you turn it on.
Yeah, it does. We could hear it from over here. The race director, Dave Hunting, we're saying checkered in yellow, checkered in yellow.
So the fourth qualifier making its way out as the track is clear, fourth and final.
Starting on the pole from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. Starting second from Brantford, the 88R is Riley Mercer. Third, the 51 from Ancaster is Trevor Young. Fourth from Mossley, it's Austin Rose in the 3S. Fifth from Ohsweken, it's Brian Nanakoke in the 9C. Sixth from Thamesford, the 14 is Larry Gledhill. Seventh from Burford, the 22X is Brandon Sabeski, and scheduled to start eighth from Ohsweken, Cam Thompson in the 28T. And we have to wish a very happy 30th birthday to Cheryl Rutherford. This is the 17th birthday she celebrated here at Ohsweken Speedway, Greg.
Happy birthday.
And again, they threw a surprise party for Terry Baker. They put a bunch of his friends and family on the trolley. What do we call that? The people mover.
Yeah, that's what we're people mover.
To go back and surprise him earlier on.
Connor Ross sporting a fantastic looking new wrap, and now we got one around. Cam Thompson loses a wheel up in corner number 3.
Come on.
And that will put us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. The left rear, I believe, is what came off.
It's a left front.
Oh, left front, yeah.
And Cam is probably just walking back to the pits, and he's got to be disgusted. He has had an absolute terrible season this year, and I'm not surprised to see Cam just walked back on his own. They've been trying to get this car together. He tried to get some track time this week, guys. It's been one thing after another, and really testing on the patience of young Cammy here.
Well, yeah, but Clint, do you know what took him out in hot laps?
No.
The left front came off.
Well, here it is, guys. We're going to take a look at this, Jack, and you can see it broke right here in the hub. So this is either he hit something or fatigued parts have taken this one out. And as you see, brake rotor, everything then. So we look back to the car here where it would be. It broke off right here. You've got the brake line still leaking fluid. They're going to have some work here to do in the B, and I'd be shocked if Cammy doesn't just load up and call it a day. They have not had a great season at all with this 28T, guys.
No, it's been a real character-building year for sure. Sort of a two-car team with Cam Thompson and Rodney Rutherford, and neither of them had an awful lot of fun. But
on the positive side, if you're going to lose your left front in that way, that was probably the best way to do it. The car is mostly okay.
No, that's for sure. But how about that? In the shop, Mobile 1, Brighton, Speedway, number 44. Finally a car he doesn't have to be embarrassed of.
It's bad enough he's got a dad he's embarrassed of.
Right? Can't choose your family, Greg.
All right, final qualifier brought to you by DJD Graphics. Connor Ross, Riley Mercer bring them to the green flag.
Connor Ross got the jump there on the green, but Riley Mercer with a good start on the high side. They're going to drag race down the back straightaway, Mercer and Ross. Ross on the inside, Mercer up high.
Austin Rose right there in the thick of it. Winner 2 weeks ago in that 3S machine. He runs to the outside of Connor Ross, who slows and goes into the infield.
That was a different move.
Riley Mercer now in the second spot, feeling the pressure from Trevor Young. Young takes the spot as they work off the corner. Mercer's going to keep it wound up on the outside.
Trevor Young up into a redraw position in that 51. Brian Nanakoke in the fifth spot, mounting a challenge on Larry Gledhill in the 14.
5 laps left in this one, as it's all Austin Rose. Finally got back to Slack Lumber victory lane 2 weeks ago. Had his issues last week, but here he is. The cross flags 4 in, 4 to go, with Trevor Young in second. Then is Larry Gledhill, and a good battle going on between Riley Mercer and Brian Anico.
Mercer up on the high side, loses the handle at the exit of turn 2. Out in front, though, it is all Austin Rose in that 3S with Trevor Young hanging on to second. Larry Gledhill getting loose off of turn 4, trying to close in and make that a battle.
Handful there for Trevor Young, a bit down in corner number 1. Now Riley Mercer is going to go around, and he will not keep it going straight, so the Dixieland Grill caution flag will come out with 2 laps left to go here in this final qualifier for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. So should be able to just get the Kenny Upul push truck team over there, push Riley Mercer back underway. And we'll finish off these final, now it's going to be 3 laps that we go back to here in this DJD Graphics qualifier.
Wow.
Adam's
John
picking
Carley
ice cream.
John Carley is here with ice cream. Thank you, John. You were
Thanks so much, John.
Gentleman and a scholar.
Myself, but you got 3 guys up here.
No, Darren can't eat it. Darren can't eat ice cream. No, Darren's lost. Darren, how much weight have you lost now? 100 pounds, wow. Darren's down, and he's about to watch us kill some ice cream. Clinton?
I got Connor here. Connor, tell us what happened to the 44 here.
Yeah, we changed rads from hot laps to heat race there, and the water temp gauge was running high, so I'm not sure if there's just some air pockets that clearly we didn't clear or not, but I don't want to risk a motor, so we'll be out here for the B and see what we can do.
All right, there you hear it from Connor with the new wrap, and as you said, worried about the temperature in the car, wants to make sure they're good, so they'll take it back there and figure it out.
Well, that's a bummer. Better safe than sorry. That's how you can tell when a young man owns all his equipment. So John Carley brought his brother Mac to the races.
Now, if that was your car that you owned, it'd still be out there? Is that what you're saying? Push it.
If I owned it and he drove it, probably.
Back to the green flag. Austin Rose, Trevor Young, and Larry Gledhill, 1, 2, and 3, and Rose had a handful there. Oh, Nanticoke goes up the hill. Problems for the 9C, and now Riley Mercer goes around again. Turn 2 is treacherous tonight.
It certainly is.
And it's been in every division, not just the crate sprints here tonight. Brian Nanticoke had all sorts of problems in the Canada Fuels machine and then finally got things pointed in the right direction. But he is still suffering with problems here. Riley Mercer will need another push from the Kenny Upol push truck team. Have a look at the Creekside fan view big screen down to the infield. As Nanticoke just went up the hill and now Riley Mercer loops around. And that's that.
Yep, tough race for Mercer, and I think that's 2 spins and you're out sort of thing, which puts Brandon Sebeski in the show for the 2nd straight week.
Lights out coming back to the green flag. Single file past the restart cone at the Cedar Springs Landscaping starter stand. We're down to 5 cars. We're whittling it down. Austin Rose again gets great launch in the MJ Trucking 3S.
Trevor Young, though, with lots of speed this year in that 51, runs in the 2nd spot. Brian Nanticoke pulls off, but he will qualify for tonight's feature event. That's something we don't see every day. Not Brian Nanticoke qualifying, but the fact that you cannot finish your heat race and still get in.
2 laps left to go. Rose continuing to lead. Young, Gledhill, and Sebeski again. Looks like he's going to make another 8. Oh, Austin Rose almost lost it in 4.
Mobile 1, white flag, 1 more lap to go. Trevor Young right on the back bumper of the race leader as they work off at turn number 2.
Final time down the back stretch. They go. Austin Rose just hoping to get clean and green through 4 this time. He will do so and come to the checkered flag in DJD Graphics Heat Race number 4. He'll win over Trevor Young, Larry Gledhill, and Brandon Sebeski. That will conclude qualifying for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. We'll be back in just a moment with the Northeast Late Model Alliance.
Kenny Upol offers customers the opportunity to remove parts in our self-service yards at a fraction of the manufacturer's price. With new makes and models arriving daily, our yards are constantly restocked with new inventory. We aren't a typical auto parts yard. Open 7 days a week. Yes, even on Sundays. Our organized yards offer a seamless customer experience. Visit a Kenny Upol yard near you today.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner, strengthening financial well-being. And through change, uncertainty, and opportunity, we've stood by you and with you. Join the nearly 120,000 Ontarians and over 12,000 local businesses choosing Libro, not just for banking, but for a better future. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
Ready to go with Northeast Late Model Alliance qualifier number 1 on the pole for this one out of Brighton. It's Nathan Rinaldi in the 3 to his outside, also from Brighton in car 46, Brandon Mowat. Starting in 3rd from Brighton as well, last week's winner down at Brighton Speedway, the 41 is Ryan Lambert, and Anthony Rinaldi in the 7 will start in the 4th place. He's from Brighton as well. Starting 14th, Brant Graham from Port Hope in the 14 machine. Starting 6th, the 19 junior of John McIntyre from Port Colborne. Charlie Sandercock out of Trenton in the 57 goes 7th, and the 39 of Jonah Mutton from Brighton in the 8th spot in car 39. Green flag is out. Qualifier number 1 for the Vanderland Building Supplies Northeast Late Model Alliance is John McIntyre is going to go around in corner number 2. The treacherous corner 2 here tonight collects another one. I think John McIntyre is going to keep the car rolling, and we will stay under the green flag with Brandon Mowat, your leader.
Sportsmanlike thing to do. for McIntyre. Everybody qualifies tonight, Greg.
It's all Brandon Mowat out in front in the 46 machine. Target fabrication ride over Rinaldi and Lambert in the second and third spots. Nathan Rinaldi in the 3.
A lot of different lines being used out there as Ryan Lambert goes to the inside of Rinaldi. Brant Graham back there as well. But on the outside, it's Charlie Sandercock in that 57.
Challenging Ryan Lambert, pushed up in corner number 2, had to back out of it a little bit. Brant Graham will drop alongside of him. It's all Brandon Mowat. He's lapped John McIntyre, and then you've got second place right now is Ryan Lambert under attack from Charlie Sandercock.
Sandercock on the high side, Lambert down on the inside. Brant Graham working the middle groove as they pulled away a little from Nate Rinaldi. Worked down through 3 and 4, and that 3-car battle for second continues.
Brandon Mowat working down the back stretch another time. This time that'll be halfway. No, make it 2 to go this time by. For Brandon Mowat in the 46 machine, Lambert, Sandercock, and Brant Graham having a great battle for the second spot.
Fun race to watch. You know, it used to be late models, not that they were painful to watch here, Greg, but they just didn't know the track. It was a real struggle for them to stay on the track. Now it's the fun part of watching them race here because they really don't know the track. But there's some good equipment out there and some good race car drivers. Even John McIntyre a lap down, able to keep up with Charlie Sandercock.
Checkers coming up. Brandon Mowat's going to pick up the qualifier win. Second will go to Ryan Lambert over Charlie Sandercock. Then it's Brant Graham in 4th. Nathan Rinaldi will finish in 5th over Jonah Mutton. Anthony Rinaldi and John McIntyre will complete the running order for qualifier number 1 for the Vanderland Building Products Northeast Late Model Alliance as they get ready for qualifier number 2 of 2 on the pole out of Orono. In the 98, it's Craig Graham. Joining him on the front row from Port Colborne, Luke Prue out in the J19 machine. Starting third, it's Steve Baldwin out of Trenton in car number 5, and Dylan Boyle in the 50 from Havelock starts 4th. Kyle Sopaz, he has a win here in the years gone by from Trenton in car number 11. He'll go 5th. 6th is Rich Sanders from Brighton in the 21. Going 7th, Austin King from Port Hope in the 89. Gord Grant in the 5G from Morpeth starts in the 8th and final position. Field lining up. And you can see the white flag this time around. Austin King having some issues down the inside of corner 2. Might be a, I don't know if it's a safety issue or just the car having problems, but he rolls to a stop.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Got another birthday wish to give out, though. Stan Farmer from the Track Kids, Greg. Stan Farmer, a longtime worker here at the track, a longtime racer at the track.
Down there, and Austin King's going to fire off now in the 89.
Well, he was frustrated, guys. Wasn't sure what it was going on, but it refired back up, and now he'll join the back end. So we'll watch the 89 of King here.
It's been great to see these late models just be revitalized in the province of Ontario. For many years, Brighton Speedway was a dirt late model track, and then they went away in favor of the Canadian Modifieds. And the Rinaldi family took a chance, brought in the crate late model package, and it has paid off in spades. They still were able to keep their Canadian Modifieds, plus have this division. Humberstone had them for a while, and it's turned into probably one of the smartest decisions to bring this division back.
See, smart decisions can be made at racetracks.
Not by you and I, though.
No, not in this room. Not on my watch.
Craig Graham will bring us to the green flag.
Listen to them work the throttles there through 1 and 2 to keep these monsters under control. Clean down into turn 3.
Kyle Sopaz is going to take over the 3rd spot from Luke Prue, driving the Blastall Equipment J19 tonight. John McIntyre's teammate.
Everybody sorted themselves out as they worked through 3 and 4. Craig Graham leading the way by about 6 car lengths over Steve Baldwin in the number 5.
Craig Graham, the father of Brant Graham, who we just saw moments ago in the first qualifier. They run dirt, they run asphalt.
They do it all.
They like to travel as well. Very successful racing family as we come now to the cross flags halfway home for Craig Graham.
Graham smooth as can be out there running the bottom of the racetrack. In fact, really, Baldwin running the same line Graham is. Not quite as quickly, and then we've got some battling going on from 3rd all the way back to the 6th spot.
Graham and Baldwin remain 1 and 2, and then you've got this 4-car fight going on. Kyle Sopaz leads that pack, running in the 3rd spot, to company from Austin King, Dylan Boyle, and Luke Prue.
2 laps to go, 2 more times around as Craig Graham comes by the start-finish line. The battle for 3rd, still a good one off of turn 4.
2 laps to go, make it the white flag this time by for Craig Graham, as he has done a nice job leading the way here in this final qualifier of the night.
Kyle Sopaz and Austin King still side by side for that 3rd spot as they work down the front straightaway. Right behind him, there's a great battle for the 5th spot as well. But out in front, it's all Craig Graham. He's going to cruise to the victory.
Checkers out. Graham with the win. Steve Baldwin will finish in the 2nd spot. Austin King trying to hold on to 3rd. He's got company. Here comes Sopaz, but 3rd will be King over Sopaz, Prue, and Dylan Boyle. And then the running order will complete with Rich Sanders and the 5 of Gord Grant. That concludes our qualifying heats. Now to our last chance qualifiers.
This is a big one. 21 cars are scheduled to start. Only 4 transferred to the main event. On the pole from Binbrook, the 427 is Smokey Tim Phelan. 2nd from Kentbridge, the 93F is Calvin Fox. 3rd from Hagersville, the 93K is Mike Klazinga. 4th is Kevin Trevelyan in the 30T from Delaware. 5th out of Wooler, the 06 is Chris Hackett. 6th from Waynefleet, the 77 is Mitch Petta. 7th from Trenton, the 72 is Doug Anderson. 8th from Hamilton is scheduled to be the 62 of Brian Passetti. 9th from Napanee, it's Landon Much in the 41. 10th from Ohsweken, Aaron Turkey in the 24T. 44B starts 11th, that's Bella General from 6 Nations. 12th from West Lorne, it's John Dunn in the 2G. 13th from Belleville, the 12 is Nicholas Cormier. 14th out of Merlin, the 21 is Spencer Smolders. 15th from Burlington, the 97 is Ron Logie. 16th in the 81B, it's Brando Green Stiers from Ohsweken. 17th from Harley, Rob Hoskins in the 37. 18th from Hamilton, the 43 is Kyle Andrus. 19th from Trenton, it's Sean Gregory in the 629. 20th from Thorold, it's Go Fast Teeple in the 11. And 21st from Ancaster, the 53 is Liam Schwedick.
It's fun watching you do all the work for a change.
Isn't it, though?
Who are we missing?
Oh, we're missing a bunch. I believe we're missing Brian Passetti, Brando. Oh, Brando
he's
made it out.
Brian's
Ron
up there.
Logie is not out there, guys. Logie did not make it out.
Oh,
Wow.
that's big. Last chance qualifier underway here for the Brock Leonard Memorial. Tim Phelan will lead them down into corner number 1. 3 cars flanking his rear end. The 93K of Mike Klazinga. Talk about a bunch of cars you would not expect in the last chance qualifier.
You're not kidding. Big piece of debris on the front straightaway.
I thought you called it stuff.
It is, yes. I'm feeling fancy.
It
Debris.
suits you. How does Dave Bradley say debris? Does he roll the R?
You know what? It would make you vomit. So watch this. Just coming under the green flag, and something flew out.
Well, they've tagged it to Mitch Pettis, so he's at 77. This is your caution. To the back you go. It's the left half of his nose. He's going to go to the pits, which may be the end of his night if he doesn't get back out quickly here.
You can race without a nose. You can't race without a hood.
Stay under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Now the mobile one white flag displayed.
There's enough cars in this race. You finished your ice cream, didn't you?
No, not quite. But you still have another last chance qualifier to announce. So
that's true.
All right. Locked, stocked, and ready to go. Six laps. No, wait a minute. So 6 there, 8 there. I'm confused.
I'm calling it until the checkered flag comes out.
Let's do that.
Race to the checker. Play to the whistle, boys.
8 laps, boys. Confirmed. 8 laps.
Brian Passetti with a pretty big move there in the opening lap. Who's that behind him? Is that Aaron Turkey?
Yeah.
It looks like Rob Hoskins coming up through as well.
And don't expect to see Spencer Smolders back there. He's usually one of the ones in the main event. Oh, and Rob Hoskins goes around in front of a pile of cars, and everyone will steer clear. Good job. And that will probably put us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Whew.
See the skid marks leading up to where Rob Hoskins came to rest there. And again, lost it all on his own from the looks of it.
Yeah. With 4 wide behind him, and they all missed.
Yeah, nice work.
Guys, I just want to make a quick mention here. Got to send a shout out to Gail Hill. Gail is at home watching with his wife, Georgia. They're celebrating their 57th anniversary. Gail's a big supporter, threw some money at the bounty. And, you know, we have 3 major races here for the Thunderstocks. We have the Thunderstock Nationals, we have the Brock Leonard, and then we have the Gales Cash Blast coming up July 30th first. So we're excited about that. Hi, Gail. Congratulations to you and Georgia. We appreciate everything you do. We're looking forward to having you here at the end of the month, big guy.
Oh, hey, I just got a note, too. Glenn Hill's birthday is today.
That's right. Yes, I did see that.
The busiest mini stock builder in the land.
Barely looks 20.
And we're hearing that Ron Logie has a broken lifter in the engine.
Ugh. That sounds expensive.
Yeah. Ken Hare has a birthday on the 5th of July. Happy birthday, Ken Hare. Sorry you guys aren't racing tonight. At least not here. You might be racing somewhere. Okay. Top 4. 1 lap is complete. 4 cars will qualify for the Brock Leonard Memorial. They will start 21st through 24th in the feature.
Phelan and Fox on the front row. Back to the green flag we go with 7 laps to settle it. 4 drivers to make their way. The rest will watch from the grandstands.
Brian Passetti makes a bold move to the inside of Mike Klazinga. Klazinga fought him off and then looks to the inside of Phelan for the race lead.
Phelan's had a lot of speed tonight, just wasn't able to get himself into a transfer spot there. As we see Cormier in the 12 looped it around in 2. He'll keep things going. We'll stay under the green flag with Phelan, Passetti, Klazinga, Fox right now here in the top 4. But here comes Aaron Turkey to the outside of the Kelvin Fox machine off of corner 2. Now into corner 3. He'll inch ahead into 4th.
Turkey knows his way around this place. He's driven a couple of different types of cars out here. As Passetti gets loose in turn 4, that allows Klazinga to get gone, and Aaron Turkey to pick up the 3rd spot. Is now Passetti going to try to hold off Calvin Fox, who's moved to the inside.
Fox with a good run off the bottom of corner number 2. Now Kyle Andrus goes around a corner 2, and we'll stay under the green. Halfway home this time by Phelan and Klazinga. Klazinga's going to lead the lap over Phelan. No, Aaron Turkey actually took it away. No, again, it's flipped back to Tim Phelan. So Phelan second, then Turkey. And Passetti in the 4th spot. We're going to need transponders, I think, at the checkered flag for this one.
It's possible. Mitch Petta goes around, and he is now backing down the racetrack in turn number 2. Wow, look at this battle. Calvin Fox has the 4th spot, but you've got Dunn, you've got Passetti, you've got Smolders. They're 4 wide down the backstretch.
Wow, everyone digging and clawing to get into the top 4. This time by, it's 2 laps left to go. Klazinga trying to clear the lap car of Cormier. Turkey's going to lead the lap that time by.
Turkey out in front, Klazinga second, Phelan third. Don't look behind you, Tim, as Brian Passetti just about loses it in turn 2. As the yellow flag comes out, we've got one stopped in turn 4. That's a big break for Brian Passetti.
Rob Hoskins goes around again, brings us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. With 2 laps left to go.
Hoskins was waving his arm. I think he's trying to raise the roof.
Thought that too.
It's Hoskins' dance party.
I wish we had a replay of you doing that.
You'll have to picture it in your mind if you weren't here to enjoy it. Tough crowd.
Well, that was the previous spin for. That was Hoskins' first go around.
Kyle Andrus.
Oh, yeah.
Brando Greensteyer doing a good job to avoid that. And then Mitch Petta spins out in the middle of 1 and 2, finds reverse.
Oh, I thought we were going to see the raising of the roof. Back we go with 2 laps left to go. Aaron Turkey pulls away as the race leader with Klazinga in second. Phelan holding on to the 3rd spot. He's got John Dunn to his outside. 2 cars now to the inside. Oh, boy.
How do you even call that through turn number 2? They were 4 wide, everybody looking for a spot to go.
Now Much goes around in corner 2. And we're going to be back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
There's going to be no body panels left on these cars. They are racing hard for position.
Lost it on his own. Mitch Petta. Oh, caught a little piece there.
Much still waiting there in turn 2. Stop by here much?
I'm trying to decide, is this a natural, or is this meant to look like AI almost? It's got that rustic. Red flag for a fire down in corner number 4 under the hood of Spencer Smolders.
That's not where you want to fire. Wrong end. Other end.
In the rear, boys.
Fires in the back.
So Spencer Smolders now will climb back in. We'll get the Kenny U-Pull push truck team behind, and whatever the issue was, hopefully has extinguished itself, although they haven't really looked under there yet.
So Smolders will take that car down into the infield. His night comes to a premature end.
That was a Taco Bell fire. It was in the rear end.
See what you did there. Okay. Aaron Turkey, 24. 93, Mike Klazinga, 427, Tim Phelan. And then that's where it gets interesting. Phelan, I think, deservedly in the 3rd spot. fourth on back is anybody's race.
Yeah, to say the least. It's going to be entertaining here with 2 laps left to go. We come back to the green flag. Aaron Turkey, Mike Klazinga, Tim Phelan's got company from John Dunn. Now remember, he went off early in his qualifier. He was in a spot, and now has worked his way into a qualifying position. Now Tim Phelan's on the outside.
He is so. John Dunn had a great restart. Decisively moved to the inside for that position. Brian Passetti now in the hot seat in that 4th position. Mobile 1, white flag.
Final trip around. Who is going to cash their way into the final, the big event here tonight? Passetti with all sorts of problems in 2 trying to get through the corner. He'll hold off Tim Phelan.
Phelan had to avoid him. Calvin Fox down low. Who's going to get it? Aaron Turkey going to get in the show. Klazinga going to get in the show. Dunn going to get in the show. And Passetti.
Wow.
Takes the final transfer spot in that 62. Tim Phelan went up off the racetrack in 3 and 4. So it was not for a lack of effort for Tim Phelan.
Remember, for Passetti, he lost the right rear on that car during the qualifying heat earlier on tonight, so some good work to get that car back out. Not only get it out, but race it into the show here tonight as we see the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprints buzzing to life on the warm-up track / Outlaw Kart track. Again, they raced last night. Live on GeForce TV. Didn't get the features in, but the Outlaw Kart track there Thursday nights. Check it out on GeForce TV as Adam Ross has the starting lineup for our last chance qualifier for the crates.
Here's how they're scheduled to roll out. 8 cars will make it. On the pole from Thorold, the 96, is Tyler LaFantasy. Second from Hagersville, it's Jeremy May in the 36. Third from Caledonia, the 89L, is Logan Ferguson. Fourth from Brantford, it's Riley Mercer in the 88R. Fifth from Cortland, it's Tom Palazzari in the 5. Sixth out of Beamsville is Nico Hansen in the 27H. Seventh, it's Connor Ross from Cambridge in the 44. And eighth is the Iceman Johnny Miller from Six Nations driving the number 20. Starting ninth from Baden, it's Travis Hofstetter in the 2. 10th from St. George, it's Ken Hamilton in the 69K. 11th from Ohsweken, the 28T, is Cam Thompson. And rounding out the field is Matt Boys in the 78X.
Thank you, John Carley. That was excellent.
Indeed.
Final qualifier of the evening before we go to our 4 features tonight. It's the last chance qualifier for the crate sprints. And again, a number of drivers that you would expect to see in an A main are not going to be racing in it tonight. Think of the Iceman, Johnny Miller had problems. Oh no, Connor Ross pulling to the infield.
I have theories on that. But I'll talk to Connor about that at home. I think we're getting bad readings.
Green flag goes up in the air. Jeremy May will lead them down into corner number 1 with Tyler LaFantasy, Riley Mercer, and Logan Ferguson in tow.
Down into 3 the first time. It's Jeremy May with a bit of a lead over Tyler LaFantasy, hanging on to second. Nico Hansen up to third. Then it's Ferguson and Riley Mercer side by side for fourth.
Tight racing right now for the 5th spot. They're going 3 wide as one goes around up in corner number 2. That'll put us under the caution flag. Matt Boyes goes around in the 78X. So the Kenny U Pole Push Truck team will go out to visit the Boyes machine in corner 2, get that car pushed off, and we should be able to fire things off again here with 11 laps left to go.
So, yeah. Sorry, Clint, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we saw the invasion of the Can-Am midgets a couple years ago, and now could this be the start of the legend cars invading the dirt here? Good to have Matt Boyes over with us.
Yeah, it's a good point. The legend cars, Clinton, it's one of the few divisions on pavement that have common rules no matter where you go, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, Matt getting his feet wet here with the Powless crew. Tyler Powless and the crew helping him out here tonight. Get their first start here always love fresh iron in the crates. You know, it's great to see some new cars coming out there, and I think Matt should be able to get pushed off here. But we've also talked about in the past, we have the least amount of practice of any type of motorsports here on the dirt. You get 2 laps to figure it out, and then we throw you out there with the Sharks. So he knew he was uphill tonight, but lights are out, guys.
No, it's supposed to be hard. That's what makes it so appealing. And all he's got to do is outlast one car. This is not an easy division to qualify for, particularly not your first time out or when you have to start at the back like he does.
Green flag back up in the air with 11 laps left to go. Jeremy May leads the way in the Matco Tools 36 machine as they head down into 1.
Tom Pellizzari up on the high side as Johnny Miller working the bottom. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Miller with a good run down into turn number 3 to pick up the 4th spot, but Pellizzari might take that away on the high side.
He will, and now he'll track to the outside of Nico Hansen and Tyler LaFantasy. Pellizzari is right there running in the 4th spot.
Pellizzari up on the cushion in that number 5. He has found a happy line for himself. He'll sweep into the 2nd spot and set his sights on Jeremy May.
Pellizzari now to the outside of Hansen off of corner number 2. He'll move himself into the 2nd position momentarily, but the J&E Recovery 27H machine digging on the bottom, trying to get by.
I'm watching Matt Boyes at the back, and he's obviously gotten some good advice. You know, he's got to drive it deep into the corners. That's what he's doing. Johnny Miller with problems again in that number 20. I believe the car popped out of gear again, if that's what happened earlier.
Good battle continues on. These 2 drivers, Nico Hansen on the bottom. Tom Pellizzari riding that outside line in the 5. There you see Johnny Miller just parked right in front of our Duke Electric camera perch there at the inside of corner 3, halfway home. 6 in, 6 to go in the last chance qualifier, and now the Dixieland Grill caution flag will fly. I believe it'll be for Johnny Miller, just feeling he's in a precarious position there.
Say that again?
No, it's just once. Precarious?
I've stumbled on my words all year. Easy ones.
The, at, if.
All of them. And if you text with me, you'll know that my autocorrect turns the into YHE every time. I'm done. I'm done fixing it.
Yee. Is that what it spells?
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 to go, 1 to go at the line. So everyone will get in now. Here we go. Single file past the restart cone at the Cedar Springs Landscaping Starter Stand.
Pellizzari to the high side. But Jeremy May getting a good run off the bottom. Nico Hansen there as well in the 27H. He'll drive it deep into 3.
White flag being displayed in this one to wrap things up for the last chance qualifier. Tom Pellizzari took another chance at May down 1.
Checkered flag about to fly. Jeremy May gets a bad push between 3 and 4, but he's going to hang on for the win over Pellizzari and Nico Hansen. Tyler LaFantasy goes around, but thankfully there were not enough cars in the race to really do him harm. He will still make it into tonight's feature event.
So all the last chance qualifiers are complete. Feature time coming up next. As that will conclude things, they'll head to the pit area, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
For over 40 years, Patco Transportation, together with Encore Transportation, has helped move business across North America. Based in Ayr, Ontario, with a second terminal in Dalton, Georgia, this family-owned company is built on experience, reliability, and service. Patco Transportation, your LTL, truckload, and special events carrier.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV as it's time for our first feature of the night. It's not the Niagara Region Vintage Racing Series. Ready to go with their 20-lap feature event. Here's how they'll line up on the pole is Jake Hooker in the 51. To his outside in the 247, it's Alan Wood. Row number 2 to the inside, Mark Shadwell out of Hamilton, the 07, and Jeffrey Lermont out of St. Catharines in the 601 starts 4th. Going 5th, Jens Mortensen from Hamilton, the 68, and Stan Zenken out of Fort Erie in the 3 starts 6th. 7th spot, car number 9 is Scott McPhail from Hamilton. Tim Natalino from North Tonawanda, New York, in the 41 goes 8th. Going 9th is Dave Small in the 67S. He's from Port Colborne. Also from Port Colborne, Billy Ace Montreuil in car number 1 goes 10th. And another Port Colborne native from the 11th starting spot, Rob Pitts in the 69. Then going 12th, Jack McPhail from Hamilton in the 2, and Chad Brown in the 13. Starts in the 13th and final position as we get ready for our first feature of the evening. The Niagara Racing Vintage Racing Series ready to come to the green at the Cedar Springs Landscaping Starter Stand. Carter Long.
Good clean start. Stan Zenken up on the high side trying to make something happen where most of the cars have not been running, Greg.
Yeah, he had a good qualifying race earlier on here tonight. Holding off Rob Pitts, and here he is beside Mark Shadwell. You go down into corner number 1. It's all Jake Hooker right now over Alan Wood. But here comes Stan Zenken looking for that 3rd spot down in corner 3.
Hooker up on the high side down into turn number 3. He'll lead the way off of 4. Alan Wood closing that gap in the 24 as Zenken just about said hello to the concrete on the exit of turn 4.
Down the back stretch they go another time as we watch this battle with Zenken, Shadwell, and Pitts. Pitts will slip to the inside of Zenken. He'll take the 3rd spot for the moment. Oh, Alan Wood gets by Jake Hooker now into the lead, so put Hooker back to 2nd. Pitts closing in on him.
Hooker trying to regroup, figure out what he can do to close in on the race leader Wood. Little does he know, Pitsy's coming with a big head of steam in that 69.
Wood, Hooker, Pitts. Pitts now working to the inside off of corner number 2. He's going to get the advantage down into 3, so put Pitts into the 2nd spot. Wood continuing to lead.
That sounded like a place, didn't it? The Wood Hooker Pits. I don't know if I'd spend much time there. Jake Hooker. And still, he's still getting his feet wet in these cars as Rob Pitts closing in on the race leader. Jake Hooker not losing a lot of ground. Neither is Stan Zenken running there in the 4th spot.
Mortensen having some troubles. He won in the 50-60s division last time they were here, but he is really struggling with that 68 Sheriff machine here tonight. Slid off the track and drops to the 10th spot.
New race leader as Rob Pitts streaks around the outside of Alan Wood to take over that top spot.
Pitts approaching the back end of the field as we'll see Chad Brown right in front of leader Pitts. Wood hanging tight there in 2nd.
Pitsy doesn't look as fast by comparison to the last time they were here.
No.
They're able to keep him in their sights as he works to the inside with some slower traffic down into 3 and 4.
11 laps to go as Pitts crosses the starter stand. Alan Wood dealing with the lap car of Chad Brown. Now he will clear him. Jake Hooker holding on to third. Stan Zenkin there within striking distance of him.
I believe that's where we're going to see the battle. I believe Zenkin may be able to close in on Hooker, but Hooker's not done. He's searching around the racetrack. It's not working for him just yet. Alan Wood is pulling away, but if he lands on something, see what kind of a charge young Jake Hooker can put on.
11 complete, 9 to go here in our first feature event of the night. Wood trying to close the gap on Pitts. He's kept pace here very well in this feature event. Hooker now is clear of lap traffic as well. He's got Stan Zenkin right with him.
In fact, Wood was a half second faster than Pitsy that last lap, but he's got to keep up that pace. Might need to close in a little bit more even. He's about a second and a half behind our race leader.
So we watch this battle for third. Hooker has the third spot in that orange number 51. Stan Zenkin right behind him. I guarantee you they're having a ton of fun out there right now. There's been some good racing all the way around the racetrack and good clean racing at that.
Yeah, there's some really good battles out there. As Pitts comes off of turn number 4 to complete lap 14. Another beautiful Ohsweken Speedway sunset off the back straightaway. Stan Zenkin looking to take over the third spot from Jake Hooker. He's right on his tail as he works through 3 and 4.
Yeah, this has been the battle to watch. Zenkin's step for step right now with Jake Hooker out in front. It continues to be Rob Pitts. The gap really closed that time. Alan Wood was within a couple of car lengths, and he'll close again down in 3.
He's sniffing that lead, working the inside as Rob Pitts slides up the track just a little bit. Wood down low as he'll chase him into turns 1 and 2. Pitsy's gone about 3 lanes up the track. Wood still stuck to the bottom.
This is where Wood made up all the ground last time. Is down in 3, really closes the gap as they work off the corner. This time by, it's 3 laps left to go for Rob Pitts.
It is treacherous down on the inside. We've seen a lot of drivers clip that inside wall trying to get down into the moisture, but so far, Wood has been up to the challenge. It'll be 2 laps to go this time as he continues to close in on Rob Pitts out in front.
Off before they work another time. Pitts with 2 laps left to go. Alan Wood is right there. He's within a half a second as he draws up alongside there for a moment. I think Rob Pitts knows he's there now as they go down the backstretch and some lap traffic ahead.
It'll be the Mobil 1 white flag. 1 more lap to go as Rob Pitts to the inside of the slower traffic. Wood's going to do the same.
Couple of lap cars right in front of the leaders as Pitts continues to lead going down the backstretch. He's lengthened that advantage. One last try for Alan Wood down in 3.
Pitsy heads up high, Wood down low, then Pitsy carves it down the banking. Checkered flags in the air. Rob Pitts going to take the win over Alan Wood. Coming home third, Jake Hooker by a nose over Stan Zenkin.
That was a good battle for the third spot. Scott McPhail will complete the top 5. Tim Natalino, Dave Small, Mark Shadwell, Jens Mortensen, and Jack McPhail complete the top 10. And it was Jeff Lehrman, Billy Montreuil, and Chad Brown as the first feature of the night is complete. Rob Pitts will go down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. I believe Jake Hooker will be down there representing the 50-60s division. So our Clinton Jeffrey will talk to both of those drivers down there in Slack Lumber Victory Lane in just a moment. And then we're going to have a brief intermission. We'll have our fan prizes to give away during our commercial break in just a moment. But it's Jake Hooker parking it down there. He finishes in the third spot overall. He's first in the 50-60s division. Then your 70s-80s winner is going to be Rob Pitts in the EZ69 with Alan Wood crossing the line in the second spot. And he's going to be 2 for 2 this year. Get the broom out down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Rob Pitts sweeps the year for the Vintage Modifieds as he'll get things unbuckled down there. And he is no stranger to victory lane at Ohsweken Speedway over the years as Rob Pitts gets the helmet off, and we'll send it down now to Slack Lumber Victory Lane as Lone Wolf Fireworks light it up for the Vintage Modifieds.
Well, Rob Pitts will work to get out of the 69 car down here. We'll get a word with him in just a moment. Jake Hooker out of his car as well. Rob Pitts working his way over the 69 here. While he does that, Jack, come on over here and we'll get a word with Jake Hooker. Jake, great run here tonight. Adam was talking, you don't get too much time in these center steer cars. How was it?
This is my first legitimate race in one of these center steer cars, and you know, I just can't thank Bill and Yvonne Perfota. They've been supporters of me since I started racing, and you know, there's no getting around it. Ever since we've been coming to Ohsweken, I've been struggling. So to actually make it on the podium is a really big deal, and you know, I just can't thank my wife. You know, today we put her grandpa in the ground, so that was a pretty sad day, but she let me leave there early, and can't thank my crew guys, Brad, Kyle, and my dad at home, and I just got one thing to say: Dad, make me a whiskey because I'm coming home.
Right on. Congrats, Jake. Jake had a solid run. They're saying 69, Rob, so they're going to have to dispute on that back another time here on the podium. Welcome back to the Big O, man.
Yeah, it's so much fun to be here. Hey, good job on turn one. It's getting much better. Yeah, I love being here. It's with these guys. Wish I was a late model tonight, but this I'll have to do.
What haven't you raced here, Rob, over the years? Mini stock, probably, right?
Well, I raced Blair Young's car once. I was never here in a street stock.
There you go. Should have got it in tonight for the big 11 grand deal. Congrats, Rob.
Thanks for everything. Thanks for having us. Thanks for the club. Thanks for the fans that watch us each week.
Right on. Rob Pitts, your winner. Jake Hooker, the other one. That'll do it for the Vintage Cars, guys. We'll be right back live here from Ohsweken Speedway. 3 features to go. We have the 50-lap Brock Leonard to go. $8,500 bounty on the line and $2,500 to win. $11,000 cash coming up shortly.
After World War II, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, and our neighbors guided my father through his first few years after my grandfather died. This year will be my father's 50th crop. He always reminds me that without the help of our neighbors, there would never have been a first. My name is Randy. I'm a farmer, and I make the best damn tractors in the world because I owe it to my neighbors.
Case IH, built by farmers.
Scan this QR code now for the best deal on Total Wash. Get the famous wash kit that includes 2 bottles of our revolutionary touchless wash, a foam cannon to efficiently coat any vehicle, and now an extra 3 free bottles of wash. But only at the QR code on the bottom left. This stuff melts the toughest mud and grime off your tractors, ATVs, and even heavy machinery. Thousands of people, from racers to landscapers, are loving Total Wash. So what are you waiting for? Scan the QR code now so you don't miss this exclusive offer.
At WG Truck Center, we fix trucks. We don't just change parts. Maintenance, repairs, frame straightening, and custom builds. Everything happens right here. A high-performance team focused on serving local Canadian business, always looking to add talent to make us even better. Need parts? Need a rig? Need services? The local shop that does it all. WG Truck Center. Everything you need for your diesel truck.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Whether you're looking to make a top cash sale for your used car, want to buy a previously owned vehicle, or need parts for your current car, Kenny U-Pull is the place to visit. Join us and our community of car part pullers in giving a second life to all vehicles while saving you a ton of money. Visit a Kenny U-Pull yard near you today.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
For almost a decade, Ackland Insurance has proudly supported Ohsweken Speedway. In 2026, the Ackland Insurance Top Gun Award continues to reward speed, paying cash to the fastest sprint car drivers in each timed hot lap group. Welcome back to Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. Greg Kellman along with Adam Ross. Clinton Jeffrey is down trackside. And in fact, we're going to hear from Clinton Jeffrey. He'll give us our Case IH track report. We just heard Rob Pitts talking about things looking much better down in corner number 1, Clint.
Yeah, guys, so down here in turn 1, a whole bunch of work went on through the week. They added some dirt. They took some dirt off. They worked on it. But there's no big hole here. And Zigger, Glenn, and the crew worked tirelessly. And I know we always say that, but they were out here from late last Friday night right through till Thursday yesterday trying to get this track in shape. And I think it's a lot better than it's been. It's starting to blacken up a little bit. And that, we don't take rubber here, which means the tires come off and get into the dirt. And then when they get hot, it becomes the only lane. We get what we call the high shine, where it gets slick and polished. And if you look over there to the middle groove of turn 1 and 2, we may see a little bit of it starting to commit. So we're real happy with the way the turn 1, it used to be a big gap down here, a big hole. We don't have that tonight, guys. So that's your Case IH track report. I think we're in great shape as far as turn 1 goes. Also a problem in turn 3 they worked on, got that smooth as well. So good job by the track crew, guys, and this is your Case IH track report. We get it done with all the big red tractors, guys.
Getting ready to bring out our Thunder stocks for the Brock Leonard Memorial, but before we do, let's have a look at our upcoming events, courtesy of Carmen's Group. Coming up next week, Strickland's and Cooperators present the Summer Sprint Showcase, plus the Action Sprint Tour, and it's bicycle night, so kids have a chance to win a bicycle next Friday night, July the 10th. And in 2 weeks' time, we're back with another autograph session. It's also Halloween in July, and it's the second of our Fan Fest series. The belts will be back on the line. Will one of the outside invaders from another territory come and take the belts? We'll see on July 17th, brought to you by Hunsingers and Abate and Associates. And then it's the start of the Six Nations Showdown. 2 big nights of racing for the NOS Energy Drink World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series on night number 1 on Tuesday, July the 21st. It will include the Late Model Open, and then on July the 22nd, we will see the UMP Modifieds join the World of Outlaws, and of course, all the stars will be here. We've got Christopher Bell coming, Stuart Friesen is coming, Ryan Newman is coming, Kenny Wallace, Kenny Schrader will be here, and it's going to be a big one. Go to OhswekenSpeedway.com and make sure you get your tickets and your camping reserved for the Six Nations Showdown. Thanks to Carmen's Group for having us, letting us have a look at the upcoming events here at Ohsweken Speedway. Brock Leonard Memorial cars are lined up down here on the front stretch with a missing man formation in memory of Brock Leonard. And in just a moment, we will get things lined up and ready to go for our main event here tonight. 50 laps the distance. This is an APC dual on the dirt combined event. We've run our 2 home track races, and now this is for combined points. Merrittville, Buxton, and Brighton will run theirs later on in the season, their combined events. But there's a lot on the line tonight, including possibly $11,000 if a driver can win that isn't named Dave Bailey or Ryan Beagle. $2,500 for those 2 guys. $11,000 if it's not them because of this bounty that has been placed on those 2 drivers. So the stakes are high tonight. There you see Dave Bailey, Brewster Baker, and the Queenston Chevrolet, number 49, sitting there ready to go, and he is the defending winner. Last year, finally got the monkey off his back and won the Brock Leonard Memorial. We have only 2 drivers that have won multiple Brock Leonards. Ryan Beagle has 3. Justin Ramsey has 2, 2019 and 2022. He was split up there by the pandemic. He's the only other multiple-time winner of the Brock Leonard Memorial.
You know, I'm not sure if this is a typical Ryan Beagle racetrack. He shines when the place is blown out dry, and there's still a lot of bite Let's introduce you to the starting grid. Rolling off 24th from Kent Bridge, the 93F is Calvin Fox. 23rd from Hamilton, the 62, Brian Passetti. The 93K from Hagersville, it's Mike Klazinga. From Ohsweken, the 24T, Aaron Turkey. 10th row on the outside. From Waterdown, it's Dylan Peckham in the 51D. 19th from Hamilton, the 43C, is Clinton Nichols. 18th from Ohsweken, the 69G, is Brian General. Starting 17th from Hagersville, the number 8, Ryan Dinning. 16th from Petrolia, 77T, Carson Thompson. 15th from Durham in the 71, it's Corey McAllister. Starting 14th from Ancaster, it's Kyle Wirt in the 19. On the inside of row number 7 from Canfield in the 03, it's the Gun Show, George Grossel. Starting 12th from Hagersville, car number 23, Trevor DeBoer. Firing off 11th from Trenton, the 26G is Brock Gregory. Now race fans, your top 10. Starting 10th from Merlin, Steve Shaw Sr. in the 96. To his inside from Hagersville, driving the number 49, it's Brewster Baker Dave Bailey. Starting 8th from Port Robinson, the 108, Zach Bleach. 7th from Tilbury in the 81C, Nick Cameron. Row 3 on the outside from Brighton, driving the number 10, Carter Rhodes. Starting 5th from Brantford in the 13, it's Casey Huffman. Starting 4th from Victoria, the 84 RK, it's the big dog, Ryan Beagle. And starting 3rd from Caledonia, it's Mikey Bobby, Mike Thorne behind the wheel of the 55. Now race fans, your front row on the outside from Belleville, the 03J, Justin Ramsey. And on the pole from Smithville, the 47X, Kyle Pelrine.
Thanks a lot, Adam. We are down here to honor one of our former officials, and our buddy Doug's here, Dad. Brock Leonard was one of our longtime pit officials here till we lost him, and then we brought Dougie on, and they got to work together for a bit. Now we've lost Doug to the World of Outlaws, but we still got Harper with us. Doug, how cool is this to have a race in your dad's honor?
Oh, it's amazing. This is my dad's favorite division. I mean, he'd certainly be proud of the field that's here tonight, and he knows some of these guys when they were kids and that, like Mikey Thorne, he coached him in hockey, so he'd be proud.
Your dad wouldn't want us to waste any more time, so let's give it to him. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right. We are getting ready to go. 50 laps, guys, and there is $11,000 on the line for everybody but 2 of them. Beagle and Bailey are racing for about $3,000 today. Everybody else racing for $11,000.
Ready to go here in the Brock Leonard Memorial. We'll take a look at the ones to watch, brought to you by Bradshaw Brothers, and it's the front row. They were both able to beat those guys that everyone's watching, Ryan Beagle and Dave Bailey in the qualifiers. Kyle Pelrine will start on the pole. Regular at the Merrittville Speedway, and the 2-time winner of this event from Belleville, regular Brighton in the 03, Justin Ramsey. Those are your Bradshaw Brothers ones to watch.
And you know what, Greg? The reason we're watching them is to see if they're up to the challenge. The challenge has been for years and years now beat the 49 and beat the 84. And it's been hard to do, darn near impossible to do for most of these drivers. But when you come in from the outside, when you get to start at the front of the pack, I think the nerves would be worse if you're Justin Ramsey starting second than if he was, say, starting sixth. It's tough to be out in front of this with no idea where anyone's running.
There's a lot of money to lose here tonight for someone that's out in front of those two drivers. For Ryan Beagle and Dave Bailey, we heard it 2 weeks ago. Dave, when he did not win, he says, well, I'm glad to see Ryan up there and taking the win because they're trying to hold back the rest of the group and keep the money out of their hands, because if it doesn't get claimed, they're splitting it. So
at the end of the so the way this deal works, at the end of the season, if nobody has been able to beat Dave or Ryan, or Dave and Ryan rather, they will split that bounty. So they'll each get an extra $4,250. It is $8,500, isn't it, or is it $8,000? Yeah, it's $8,500.
Yep. This time by, we'll see the Mobil 1 white flag.
Huge crowd watching online as well. We'd like to welcome you on G-Force TV. Thank you for tuning in each and every Friday. Having some conversation earlier without the sprint cars here, without the 360 sprint cars, where we have as big an audience. And I think we do. I think the show, I think people have built it into their habits, Greg, to flip it on a Friday night.
Despite you and I?
In spite of you and I. I think some people would watch and say, you know what, it could always be worse. We could be that guy. And some of them might say Greg, and some of them might say Adam. I'm not sure. Maybe they all say Greg. Maybe they all feel bad for you having to sit beside me. You know what I say, Greg? I'm getting paid, and I'm going to be here next Friday too, so suck it up.
Ready to go, the Brock Leonard Memorial 50 laps. It's a long haul here, but there's a lot of money on the line as Carter Long ready to throw the double green flags here. The APC Duel on the Dirt combined series event. It is underway.
Mikey Bobby was on the chip, ready to go when the green flag dropped. You look to the inside, there was nothing there, but out in front, Kyle Pellrine leads the way. They're 3 wide for the second spot.
Side by side is Ryan Beagle there with Mike Thorne. He'll pull away from him. He'll slip to the inside of Justin Ramsey as they work off the corner. Pellrine will lead lap number 1. Ramsey in second.
Just outside of the top 5 is Dave Bailey in that familiar number 49, 50-lap race. So nobody's too worried about getting out in front and setting the pace, but you want to separate yourself from the problems on the racetrack as Mike Plazinga goes around between turns 1 and 2, and Dylan Peckham heads towards the pits in the 51D.
Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out for Mike Klazinga, and he had problems off the drop of the original green flag. Seemed like he was not under the proper power, but there you see the culprit. The right rear is flat.
I think he made an aggressive move at the start of the race and got himself a little bit squirrely, but I could be wrong. Flat right rear tire. Clinton, what does it pay to start this race? We know it's a top-heavy purse, but just for making the show, what did these drivers earn tonight?
Well, it's not a ton. $75 was the start money for this one tonight.
Okay, but a prestigious race. So $75 if you get in. Is it basically going to pay your way in and a crew person, and possibly $11,000 if you can win it? That's cool.
And let's not, this is all because of our great supporters. This wasn't a track plan. This wasn't a track idea. This was something that our partners came to us and said, hey, we'd love to do this to help make this division a lot more exciting than it's been lately. And boy, this has got everybody's excitement up. Getting ready to go again, guys. Here we come back to the line.
Off to go. Kyle Pellrine has been on a rail since arriving here tonight. Won his qualifier. He's out in front on lap number 1. Here comes Justin Ramsey. He's got the motor clicking up on the outside line of Ryan Beagle.
I was watching for Mike Klazinga to come flying up over the turn 3 berm there, but he did not make it back out, so he's going to lose a lap or more.
Side by side for the lead, Pellrine and Ramsey. Beagle is tucked right up in behind them. Then you've got Carter Rose, who's had a phenomenal night as well in that 10 machine. sitting in the 4th spot. Dave Bailey working to his outside. Mike Thorne's been very quick tonight as well in that 55.
He certainly has. Thorne going to cross over. Bailey in the 49, work to the middle between Carter Rhodes and Dave Bailey. That's a battle for the 4th spot as Ryan Beagle watching Justin Ramsey mount a challenge on race leader Kyle Pelrine.
Off a corner 4 they work. Ryan Beagle in the middle. He's the all-time winningest driver of this event. 3 victories for him. He won it first in 2017, then back-to-back in 23 and 24.
Carter Rhodes right there. He showed a nose to the 84, Ryan Beagle. Beagle now going to head up to the high side, leave Dave Bailey in the middle. Carter Rhodes down low.
Door to door they continue. Justin Ramsey, the 2-time winner, would like to tie things up with Ryan Beagle. He's right now edging ahead of Kyle Pelrine.
Pelrine not giving up on the inside in that 47. He's going to stick to his game plan on the bottom. Ryan Beagle trying to follow Justin Ramsey around as Carter Rhodes challenges Dave Bailey for the 4th spot.
6 in, 44 still to go. A long ways from the finish in this one, and everyone's still closely racing as Dave Bailey has cleared Carter Rhodes. Now he'll work on Kyle Pelrine. Ryan Beagle, meanwhile, has slipped to the upstairs there, trying to track down Ramsey, and the Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out another time. And that'll be Kyle Wirt that has gone around. And you remember 2 weeks ago, he had the first crack at the Bounty win and almost did it.
And Kyle Wirt is the driver at the last 2 drivers' meetings when they say their piece and talk about what's going to happen for the big money. Kyle Wirt raises his hand, and he usually has a point to make, but asking specific questions. What if this? What if that? We see Wirt just looks like he lost it there in turn 3.
And then he loses the left front in that, I believe. That's where it flattened out in the spin.
We also have a new camera tonight. Spencer, do you want to show that off? So after this race, there's one race to the checkered flag. The next race is this, the Room of Doom. People just run through it randomly.
So it's not that doom-filled.
That's where technical inspection is going to go down. You've got to pass tech. You've got to get it past Mike Miller and Kelly Hallett and the gang back there.
I want to make a mention about who just sprinted through that barn. I think that was young Jack Burbage. And young Burbs has been doing an amazing job as an addition to our social media, making sure all the stuff going on in the pits gets shared to social. So that was young Burbs running back, probably likely running back to the work pit to find out what was going on, guys.
Do you ever think Clinton's sitting somewhere in an air-conditioned room with a big screen TV just eating bonbons and watching races?
No, that's us.
I have a TV on my buggy down here in the infield so I can see it all. Here we go once again, guys. Ramsey, Brighton's best. You got Pelrine, one of Maryville's best, trying to hold off 2 of our best. Here we go.
Kyle Wirt makes a back out. That 19 got the left front replaced, and he'll tag on the back of the pack. As meanwhile, they're all scattered out on the backstretch.
Ryan Beagle trying to take over that 2nd spot. Stuck to the concrete wall on the inside. Kyle Pelrine was looking for racing room as well on the inside of Ramsey. As Justin Ramsey's not in no man's land, but he's not in a real traditional line that we see run, Greg.
No, he is not. Ryan Beagle is where he likes to get things done. He's either way out there or digging on the bottom, and right now that's what we're seeing from the 84. He's smooth and steady, getting a good straight launch off the corners. He'll drop alongside Justin Ramsey. He's going to get a great run through, too.
Ryan Beagle out in front as they exit the 2nd turn. Justin Ramsey going to fight back, and again, Justin Ramsey has won races here, but leading the majority of a 50-lap race is unnerving. You want to see sometimes where the competition is running. So Justin Ramsey is not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
Brock Gregory started 11th. He's up to the 8th spot, so he's making forward progress right now. One of the drivers we've had our eyes on throughout the evening as well, as he being the last driver to beat Ryan Beagle or Dave Bailey.
Couple of notable drivers just outside the top 10. The Gun Show, George Grossel in the 03. Aaron Turkey in the 24, Blake Bomberry-owned machine. And Clinton Nichols having a great night in that 43.
Yeah, he has, right from the qualifying heats to here in the feature for Clinton Nichols. As up in front, it's all follow the leader down along the wall right now. Dave Bailey trying to get ahead of Kyle Pellrine, but Justin Ramsey that time in 1 and 2 went down along the blocks. Now he'll go back up high in 3 and 4.
Carter Rhodes working the inside, just been solid all night long, that young man. From down Brighton Way in the 10 machine.
Part of me feels like that is the former Justin Ramsey car, that 10 machine. I might be mistaken in that, but someone can chime in, I'm sure. Carter Rhodes has got a bullet there sitting in that 3rd spot.
And a capable young man. He knows how to drive these cars. Ryan Beagle out in front, one of the unbeatables in recent years in that 84 RK as the yellow flag flies.
Kyle Wirt. Troubles up in corner number 4, right by the Lockhart's Odyssey banner. So it's been a rough night tonight for Kyle Wirt.
13 laps into this 50-lap feature. It's the other front tire. It's the right front. That's an expensive night. And he was racing with Brian General from the looks of it in the 69G. That tire was cut before he got to turn 3.
Keep this up, he'll be tired out. But dump bump.
That's pretty witty for you. Especially since you've been so sleep deprived this week. Tell me how wonderful your camping trip was.
Yeah. So, about that.
The Humidex was 45 degrees. 52 if you were in Greg's tent.
Oh, that was hot. The nicest days we've had, and I got to spend them on the ground in a tent surrounded by trailers with air conditioning.
You know,
made me even more bitter.
I've got to think you deserve it. Like, I'm trying to think about it. We get what we deserve in life.
It was still better than spending any time with you. So
I'm still trying to figure out if Greg would rather be camping or have shingles. I don't think we got the real answer to that one yet. She might be listening.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Well. Corey McAllister in the top 15 in that 2-speed Motorsports, number 71. Great field of cars. The teams really supported this event. They traveled from the west. They traveled from the east. And obviously, we got some good travelers because there's a bunch of them here in the top 10.
37 still to go. Carter Long atop the Cedar Springs Landscaping starter stand. Cuts him loose another time. Beagle smooth and steady on the bottom. Ramsey trying to cut the corner a little tighter this time by, and they'll go nose to nose down the backstretch. There they are into 3.
Carter Rhodes learning from Ryan Beagle. What does he do down on the bottom that makes him so successful? And I'll tell you, it's the middle of the turn and the exit of the turn. Ryan Beagle's able to rotate the turn in a hurry, and he's able to get back to the power and really pull away on corner exit.
Brock Gregory drawing a little bit closer. He's up to the 7th spot now. He's on the back bumper of the pole sitter, Kyle Pellrine. So Brock Gregory is making that forward progress as he's got Trevor DeBoer and Kyle Pellrine right in his sights.
And Dave Bailey is making the slowest passes I've ever seen. You know, a minute ago he was working towards the top 5, and then he's in 4th. And then it looks like he's struggling to get around Carter Rhodes, but he gets around Carter Rhodes. You know what I mean? It's just, there was no panic in that number 49.
Bailey in the 3rd spot now. Beagle holding on to the lead. So Ramsey is the one closest to the big payday at the moment. Still a long ways out. Another Dixieland Grill caution flag as we've got a pile up in corner 2. Aaron Turkey is involved. Steve Shaw Sr. as well as Corey McAllister. He's got some pretty heavy front end damage on the 71, and I saw a wheel bouncing into the pit area, I believe, as well.
Yeah, and I think the rad's been punched out of the McAllister 71. He's steaming.
So the field Kind of out of room there to get by. They just get by behind the McAllister 71 in the blocks down on corner number 2 as things jammed up pretty tight.
Corey McAllister getting the safety gear off behind the wheel of that number 71. Looks like his night's going to come to a premature end as Aaron Turkey sits awaiting a lift from the back end of that 24.
Yeah, you called it there, Adam. Tough break for Aaron Turkey. And I was joking with Aaron. It was so cool to see him behind the wheel of a Thunderstock again as we saw him start his career that way. Corey McAllister was running good here in the 71. The rat is punched out, as you can see the puddle here in turn number 2. We're going to get over here and check out all kinds of oil up here out of the rear end of the Turkey machine. And they will have to go. And same kind of thing we saw in Pachetti earlier, guys. Broken off right here at the axle. Broken right off, leaves the drum gone on the back of the wheel, and the axle and the shoes are open right there. Aaron, you were looking like you're having fun. This car was fairly quick. What happened here?
Yeah, I just felt a vibration. I think I was just slowly coming apart there. I thought it was just getting chunks of mud in the right rear there, and just let go. But I got to thank Blake for getting me back in this car and all the support, getting back in this. And I'd really love to finish this race, but hope to see a good one here.
What's more fun, the Thunders or the 360s?
Driving anything around here.
Hey, good luck. Aaron will be back in his 360 here in the coming weeks, guys, as you can imagine. Borrowed this car from Blake Bomberry to have some fun. They were having fun till they're not having fun no more.
From what Aaron told me earlier, as we have a look from high overhead, there goes Turkey around McAllister, squared him up, and then got hit hard from behind. So unfortunate turn of events there. And Aaron said he wanted Blake to come out to the races and consider coming racing, and Blake said he'll be watching comfortably on his couch. But we miss you, Blake. We'd love to see you back, and we hope you're feeling 100% there soon.
That was a racer's answer that Aaron Turkey gave, was it not? Which do you prefer? It don't matter.
Yeah, and I think he's telling the truth.
Yep, I do too.
If he can strap on a helmet on Friday night and come out and play, he's going to have that big smile on his face. He's a really good sport.
Oh, yeah.
They're good attitude, good competitor.
I can't think of a time I've ever seen a frown on his face.
No, me either.
Field lining up. White flags out. Next time by, we'll get right back at it. Ryan Beagle leading the way. 34 laps left to go. Justin Ramsey restarts in the second spot. So these are the two most winningest drivers of this event. 3 for Beagle, 2 for Ramsey. Dave Bailey, who also has a win in this event, restarts in the third spot. There's only one other driver in the field that has ever won this event. Do you know who it is, Adam?
Is it Kyle Wirt?
No.
Brock Gregory?
No. Keep going.
Is it Ryan Denning?
It is Ryan Denning, yep. Other past winners, Brad Herron, Ryan Turner, Lee Winger, Carl Salt, and Chris Hale.
Hey, there's a name from the past. Dave Bailey lost that third spot to Carter Rhodes. Rhodes pound in the middle right now in that 10 machine. Justin Ramsey up high. Dave Bailey back to the fourth spot.
Here comes Carter Rhodes again, looking low on that 0-3 of Justin Ramsey. They've had a good battle going on here. 2 Brighton Speedway regulars sandwiched in between the 2 top dogs here at Ohsweken Speedway. Then you've got Brock Gregory trying to make a run on Dave Bailey, looking for the fourth spot. But here comes Bailey now to the inside of Justin and make that Carter Rhodes.
Carter Rhodes made a miscue there between 1 and 2. Dave Bailey jumped all over it to work his way back into the third spot. Now Carter Rhodes going to have to deal with Gregory. Oh, Gregory jacks up Rhodes going into 1. I think Carter Rhodes was trying to set something up going into the corner, and Brock Gregory, well, he wasn't setting up going into the corner. He was just sending it.
Here's Bailey chasing down Justin Ramsey. Make it 30 laps left to go now in the Brock Leonard Memorial 50. Beagle leads, Ramsey second, Bailey third, then it's Gregory and Carter Rhodes. Good battle going on for the 6th spot as Trevor DeBoer and Kyle Pellrein are right there. Mike Thorne's within striking distance as well.
Solid outing for Mike Thorne in the 55. We've seen him fade in a lot of feature races this year for some reason, but he's able to stay up there inside of that top 10. Looks like Ryan Beagle might have slowed there off of turn 2.
Ryan Beagle, Dave Bailey, so smooth and steady, but so is Justin Ramsey, and now he's caught the leader. You see some damage on the right rear side of the 84 RK of Ryan Beagle, and now Ramsey slips up a bit in 1 and 2. That opened the door for Dave Bailey.
Bailey in that 49, working up to the 2nd spot, right in the tire tracks of Ryan Beagle as they come off of turn number 4. Now Bailey's going to work up to the outside, just across the nose of Justin Ramsey.
And now Dave Bailey's got a little punt mark there in the right rear. 1 and 2, Beagle and Bailey.
We can do this all night. They're still shy of the halfway mark in this Brock Leonard Memorial. What a heavyweight battle this is as Ryan Beagle leads the way. Justin Ramsey drives it deep into the corner. Contact with Dave Bailey.
Wow. Things getting heated right now in this top 3 as Brock Gregory has now added his name into the mix as he'll look to the inside of Justin Ramsey. Ramsey went up the hill in 3.
They were very clear in the drivers' meeting. They weren't going to stand for contact of our bounty drivers in that quest for the big payday.
They both got some sheet metal bent up right now and keeping an eye on Ryan Beagle's right rear. I think it'll be okay. That sheet metal actually is tucked up in behind the right rear tire, so it hopefully is not rubbing there as they work on some slower traffic. It's Beagle and Bailey, 1 and 2.
Beagle works his way up to the wall, then drives it hard down to the inside to get around a couple of slower cars. He'll clear them off of turn number 4.
Close call there with Brian General with Dave Bailey. Now Brock Gregory has cleared Justin Ramsey and is trying to track down the top 2.
Beagle out in front by 2 car lengths over Dave Bailey in the 49. Brock Gregory in the 3rd spot. Bailey using a lot of racetrack right now as he comes off the corner all the way up to the wall.
Approaching the halfway. No, cancel that. We're past the halfway point. 22 laps left to go.
Dave Bailey with a faster race car right now than our leader, Ryan Beagle. Not sure if he's got enough speed to make a move, but he's got enough speed to close in on the back bumper of that 84 RK down the back straightaway.
Catching Kelvin Fox next, one of the drivers from the southwest end of the province. Here comes Bailey. He'll look low on Beagle off the corner. Bailey will be the leader now.
What a move to the inside for Dave Bailey. He'll leave Beagle hung out to dry. Beagle going to cross him over in 1 and 2. Brock Gregory closing in the top 3 under a blanket as they race down the back straightaway.
Calvin Fox continues to be right there in that upper lane as Dave Bailey is going to get blocked in there for the moment, and Brock Gregory is there now. He is right on the back bumper of Ryan Beagle. Bailey running around the outside of him.
Door to door off of turn number 2. They race down the back straightaway for the top spot. Neither driver giving an inch as they charge down into turn number 3.
They work it off for another time at the stripe. Who's going to lead it? I think it was Bailey out. No, Beagle by timing and scoring was the leader.
By 100th of a second as Brock Gregory pitches his car in turn number 1, trying to find advantage on the exit of turn 2. More slower traffic approaching for the race leaders. They work to the bottom of the racetrack.
Justin Ramsey has lost the top 3. He's about half a straightaway behind this battle for the top spot. A 3-car breakaway, still with some lap traffic with Steve Shaw Sr. and Ryan Dinning directly in front of the leaders.
Brock Gregory with a good run off the turn number 2. He edges out ahead of Dave Bailey as they work down into 3 and 4.
16 to go at the line. Ryan Beagle continuing to lead. Brock Gregory in second that time around. Dave Bailey shuffled back to the 3rd spot. Not very often does Bailey go to the lead and then end up dropping back to the 3rd spot. So for right now, still a lot of racing left to go, but Dave Bailey in unfamiliar territory.
No, that's for sure. Ryan Beagle out in front, back to his familiar line. Brock Gregory second, trying to close the gap, and Dave Bailey, he's changed his lineup a few times in this race.
Leaders will go by Mike Klazinga, and then in front of that, it'll be Brian Passetti and the 77 machine of Carson Thompson right before the leaders, and they're racing side by side, so this could play a factor here.
Certainly could. Brock Gregory trying to clear Klazinga in the 93. Klazinga running that high line. Dave Bailey closes in, drives it deep into the third turn. Now Klazinga going to give way.
Beagle approaching Passetti and Thompson. They've straightened out their nose to tail now, so Beagle will have a little bit of an easier run at going by these two drivers. Tucks it down along the blocks around 3 and 4. Gregory holding on to second. Bailey in the third spot, but Beagle able to extend his advantage a little bit for the first time.
That's a big deal as Beagle clears those slower cars. Leaves Brock Gregory and Dave Bailey having to deal with Brian Passetti. That gives Beagle about a 6-car length advantage down into the third turn. Bailey still working all over the back end of Gregory.
11 laps left to go this time by for Ryan Beagle, looking to win his 4th ever Brock Leonard Memorial and his 3rd in the last 4 years, as Brian General will head to the pit area right in front of the leaders.
Down the back straightaway. 4 car lengths between first and second. 3 car lengths between second and third. Bailey drives it deeper into turn 3.
4/5 in, 1/5 to go with this Brock Leonard Memorial. It's all Ryan Beagle out in front. Brock Gregory's got company, and Dave Bailey out working the back bumper of his car, but they are evenly spread apart, these top 3.
Justin Ramsey in the 4th spot, almost a full straightaway behind the top 3. This is very similar to last week where Kyle Wirt was the driver in 2nd spot, giving all sorts of pressure to the race leader.
A little bit extra money on the line for that driver in the 2nd spot. If he can beat these two guys, he'll get an added $8,500 to already the $2,500 payout for the win of this race. So $11,000 on the line for Brock Gregory.
An unheard of bonus in Thunderstock racing. That is for sure. As we're into the final 10 laps, it'll be 7 to go this time when they come by the start-finish line.
There's some pretty tough traffic in front of the leaders as well. Clinton Nichols will be next, and then Casey Huffman as they begin to catch the back end of the top 10 here.
Dave Bailey working a different groove. He's laying up the racetrack, still holding his own. He's not really closing in. In fact, maybe falling back just a little bit.
Leaders approach Clinton Nichols. They come across the stripes. 6 laps left to go, and here comes Gregory's to the inside of Ryan Beagle.
Beagle closes the door down into 1. Gregory keeping the nose to the inside. Gregory going to get the advantage down the back straightaway, and you can see the crowd clapping their approval.
Here comes Bailey now trying to drop on the back bumper. 5 laps left to go, $11,000 in the sights of Brock Gregory. Can he hold on? Here comes Beagle around the outside. Now Bailey is right there trying to hold off Beagle and Clinton Nichols.
Bailey up to the 2nd spot. More slower traffic in front of these race leaders as Brock Gregory closes in on Mike Thorne in the 55. He'll drive to the inside of that 55 off of turn number 4. Lead them into the first turn. Trouble.
Oh, right in front of the leaders, Mike Thorne. Oh, just misses Casey Huffman in the Dixieland Grill. Caution flag comes out with 4 laps left to go. Wow.
What great racing this has been. It's been hard racing, clean racing.
Wow. This is setting up for a whale of a finish here as Casey Huffman's turned things around.
We watched the replay. Race leader Brock Gregory was on the inside as George Grossel and Casey Huffman were battling. Huffman goes around. Thankfully, he was high enough on the racetrack that nobody got into him.
And Mike Thorne had a close call there, but managed to miss the 13. 4 laps left to go. And Brock Gregory, the last driver to beat Dave Bailey and Ryan Beagle, is out in front. Bailey looking to go back-to-back in the Brock Leonard Memorial. Ryan Beagle looking for his 4th. Brock Gregory looking for his 1st.
Brock Gregory has come down here, and he has won before, but he has never come down here and won $11,000.
No. Not many drivers have.
That's a horse of a different color. They've put on a great show.
Oh, yeah.
A great display of driving skill. Carter Rhodes still hanging on to the 4th spot in that number 10. Justin Ramsey 5th in the 0-3. Then it's Zach Bleach, Kyle Pellrine, Trevor DeBoer.
Well, guys, let's have some fun. If you're rooting for the 26, make some noise. If you're rooting for the hometowners, let's hear ya. Sounds like everybody here wants to see Brock Gregory cash an $11,000 envelope here today, because it will be cash. Got to send a shout out to all of our supporters who've got behind this. Brando at Green Chronic, Emma, Club 54, Kyle Tomaski Transmission got this going, Jesse McDonald, J&M Sealing, Jonathan Lone Wolf Fireworks, Gail Hill. Man, I can't. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out here, but it's been amazing to have all this awesome support and to build some excitement for this division.
Well, it's certainly done that, and it drew the cars. 41 cars coming out for the Brock Leonard Memorial. We have not had that many Thunderstocks in quite some time, I don't think.
Back to the green flag through the WG Truck Center restart zone. Brock Gregory is 4 laps away from the biggest payday of his career as they send it down into corner number 1. Bailey and Beagle lose some ground to Gregory.
Justin Ramsey sends it up the high side in that 0-3, but Brock Gregory gets a great launch on that restart. Ryan Beagle trying to mount a challenge on Dave Bailey for the 2nd spot.
3 laps left to go. Beagle and Bailey are battling side by side, but there's a car in front of them. That's not going to help their case. Bailey got a good launch down into corner number 1. They draw up a little bit closer.
Bailey sees something up there that I don't see, but he's won a heck of a lot of races.
2 laps left to go. Beagle trying to close the gap on the bottom side. They remain side by side. Gregory on a cruise out in front, looking for the big payday, but they're both right there, ready to chomp at his rear bumper.
What a storyline this is. The Mobile 1 white flag about to be displayed. Here comes Bailey to the outside.
Not only does he have to beat one of them, he's got to hold them both off. Bailey at the line takes the lead of the white flag.
Dave Bailey up high, Brock Gregory down low. Bailey going to get that run down the backstretch. Here goes Beagle to the inside in the 84.
He was a half a lap away, but here comes Bailey and Beagle, and now Beagle might go from 3rd to 1st. Off the corner, double checkers in the air. Bailey's going to get the win.
Ryan Beagle 2nd, Brock Gregory 3rd. Gregory drives it down into 1 and 2, spins the car around. Justin Ramsey 4th. Zach Bleach fights his way to a 5th place finish.
Wow.
I mean, they can't race better than that. It's the hardest, cleanest racing you're going to see. Dave Bailey just made $2,500, and he kept $8,500 in the bank for he and Ryan Beagle if they can keep doing this week after week.
Whew.
And Brock Gregory drove a whale of a race.
His 2nd career Brock Leonard Memorial, and he does it back-to-back. Dave Bailey, the all-time winningest driver in this division, will park it in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Lone Wolf Fireworks about to light it up. His 58th career win might be his biggest as Brewster Baker. Dave Bailey is about to climb out of this one. What a finish, Ohsweken Speedway.
Look at the relief on his face. Clinton, please, you've got to ask him what he saw in that line. I didn't see anything there that would work the way that did. What a driver.
Well, fans, you rooted for the outsider, but the hometowners get it done. There are champions. How about it? Dave Bailey keeps the money in the bank. Beagle over for a high five, and the money stays alive. Wow. Make some noise if you thought they were beat 2 laps ago. Wow, guys, that was awesome. Dave, Adam wants to know what you saw up on that top line, because it takes a lot of effort and brain power to figure, I'm going to take the long, far way around in the shortest part of this race.
The track crew did an amazing job this week redoing the racetrack, but they left like one groove right through there, and it's like if you can get up against it good, it'll turn, and if you don't get up against it good, it just wants to go straight to the fence, and we hit it good.
What a drive here, Dave. This is a good payday. This has got to feel really good. And you guys still defending home turf. This is super cool for us.
Yeah, looks like that's where they put the money up for, to put on a show like this, and looks like you guys got your money worth.
Definitely. Anybody you want to thank, Dave? Solid drive.
I got to thank Quinston Chev. It's hard not have a Mark here. He would have loved this, especially the bounty stuff. He's a promo guy, so just all the stuff that he did for us throughout the years. I thank him. Gail, Zaba with the wheel covers, my family for always being there to support me, and the guys back there helping out.
Right on. Dave Bailey gets it done. Everybody make some noise. Well, Ryan, you were in that fight the whole night. You faded back. You came back. You got some damage, but still, this is a great points night because this is a points night for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a great points night when the guy you're chasing is in front of you, but yeah, it was a great night. We were in the hunt there. I kind of got screwed up with lap traffic, but that'll happen, and move on to next week. Hopefully it's not as warm.
Great drive.
Thank you.
Big dog Ryan Beagle. We'll hold on here, and I'm going to get over here and talk to Brock. Make some noise for Brock Gregory. Brock, they were cheering for you. We asked them whether we wanted the hometown or the 26, and they went nuts for you. You were that close to 11,000, man. Talk about your drive tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely that close, but not close enough. And Bailey just came over and told me it's still on the line, so looks like we'll have to figure out what we made a mistake on there. Probably just the driving style. Got a little excited and messed up, and the best of the best got around me.
Right on. How about it for Brock Gregory? Everybody did a fantastic job trying to go after the big cash. He will be third. Ryan Beagle will be second. And over there holding the Brock Leonard Memorial Trophy, Dave Bailey gets it done with the Leonard family. We'll be right back live here. 2 features to go for the Big O.
We're blowing away the competition. Get ready to meet the most effective touchless wash on the market. And when we say touchless, we mean touchless. This stuff handles your dirtiest vehicles with 0 scrubbing required. No matter the vehicle, Total Wash has got you covered. And right now, only at the QR code below, you can snag 3 free bottles of wash when you purchase our foam cannon kit. The kit comes with everything you need to make cleaning a breeze. So don't miss your chance to try this revolutionary wash system for yourself.
Built for a smoother, smarter, simpler season. Built to break new ground every time you break ground. Built for a higher quality harvest. Built to protect your crops with precision, while giving you precision control in the palm of your hand. With a local service network built to keep you running. Everything Case IH makes is purposefully designed to work on your farm. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
This summer, there is only one way to celebrate. Victory Mist, redefining celebration.
Raw horsepower, built on dirt. This is the world of outlaws.
The greatest show on dirt.
Crossing the border to Ohsweken Speedway, July 21st and 22nd.
Christopher David Bell. He's 4 years old. What have you started?
Oh, Christopher Bell is taking the lead. What a finish! He's done it again! Bell has driven to victory again. How about that?
That check is for $1 million.
When every mile matters, where will your journey take you?
When it's planned properly, a renovation feels easy. Everything's decided in your space. You see it, you're sure, and you move forward. The work flows, the details land, and it comes together without the back and forth. That's how we do it at Blue Canoe. Clear process, quality work, done right.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP superstore.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway, ready for the Creative Edge Signs and Graphics starting lineup for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division.
Great to see him back on the track after problems after his heat race, but on the pole from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Starting second from Georgetown, the 2M, Steve Murdoch. Third from Stony Creek, it's A.J. Lewis in the 24A, and starting fourth in the 53 from Scotland, it's Logan Schwedick. Starting fifth from Caledonia, the 9 is Liam Martin. Sixth out of Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Seventh from Mossley, it's Austin Rose in the 3S, and eighth from St. Thomas, 52, Jesse Costa. Ninth from Mississauga, it's Mac DeMann in the 4, Highlight Man, Mac DeMann. Starting 10th from Mount Bridges, it's Nick Sheridan in the 48. 11th out of Clarence Center, New York, the 57C of Cooper Fritz, and 12th out of Hamilton, 78 is Darren McLennan. 13th from Thamesford, it's Larry Gledhill in the 14. 14th in the 50 LS from Kitchener, it's Adrian Staley. 15th from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. 16th in the 22X from Burford, Brandon Sabeski. 17th from Rockwood, it's Ryan Fraser in the 94. And 18th out of Ancaster, it's Campbell Baker in the 26X. 19th from Wilsonville, the 55 of Corey Whittam. 20th out of Ohsweken, it's the 9C, Brian Nanakoke. 21st from Hagersville, it's 36, Jeremy May. 22nd from Cortland, Tom Pellizzari in the 5. 23rd from Beamsville, it's Nico Hansen in the 27H. And 24th from Caledonia, the 88L is Logan Ferguson. 25th from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. 26th from Brantford, it's Riley Mercer in the 88R. 27th from Thorold, it's the 96 of Tyler LaFantasy. And rounding out the field, the 78X, it's Matt Boyce.
Steve Murdoch needed to push. Came to a stop just to the exit of corner number 2. The Kenny Upool push truck team got him off and fired, and he'll take his starting spot on the front row. I want to give a shout out to Lockhart's Odyssey, proud presenter of Clint's buggy that zips around to the infield there, and also our Race Med crew. Just thank Lockhart's Odyssey for what they do, the beautiful equipment that we have there. You see Clint down there in his buggy doing the glam shot. Thumbs up.
The glam shot. He should be holding a cat. I think if we were of that generation, I think we'd have some fabulous promo shots. Have a look. Some of the more experienced drivers, Jesse Costa in the 52, Nick Sheridan, the 48, they've got their wings stood right straight up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a certain amount of adjustment forward and backward. You pull it back on the slide, gives that wing a higher pitch to give you more rear bite. They've got more rear bite than just about anybody out there.
Yeah, this track has just seen 70 laps of feature racing, 50 from the Thunders and 20 from the Vintage.
Let's keep her on Keegan Baker. Remember, he had that massive damage at the end of his qualifier. Starting on the pole here, guys.
Couple aggressive young racers on the front row. And you've got A.J. Lewis. He's been doing this for 60 years.
Off they go into corner number 1. And around the outside, Steve Murdoch, last week's winner.
Wow.
Whoa, ran out of room.
Austin Rose got a really good drive through turn number 2, watching deeper in the top 10, but out in front is Keegan Baker. Over Murdoch in that second spot. Murdoch to the high side, Logan Schwedick in third.
How about Jesse Costa threading the needle there, gets by Nick Sheridan, look to the outside of A.J. Lewis. He is the point leader coming into tonight in that D&O towing, number 52.
Keegan Baker not done yet as Jesse Costa gets a little squirrely behind A.J. Lewis. There might have been some contact. Nick Sheridan heads up to the high side. Mac Demand a little further back up there as Austin Rose with a problem in turn 2.
Oh, and he's going to get clobbered by Logan Ferguson as the 3S came up lame up in corner number 2. That puts us under the Dixieland Grill. Caution flag. Is the left front peeled back from maybe hitting the blocks in the infield wall? It looked like the left front maybe on Austin Rose 3S.
Hopefully
it was a little cattywampus.
Hopefully Logan Ferguson will be able to get pushed off. And the Renmar Energy, number 89. 2 laps complete in the scheduled 20-lap feature, and it looks like the tow truck is hooking up to the front end of the Austin Rose, number 3. Remember we said that inside concrete wall, there's a lot of bite down there, but the trouble is if you get those rear tires into the bite and the car's pointed towards the wall, it's going to drive you straight into that wall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, problems here for obviously the wall contact with Rose. He's hit it in 2 spots here, or hit it one and got dragged off to another. He's requested his 2 minutes in the work area. They will give him it because it is a tire. Now, back behind here, the 89, Logan, he's asked for his time in the work area, but he does not have a flat tire, which means he does not get 2 minutes. So he will get whatever Austin Rose gets.
He'll get Austin Rose 2 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, Clint, explain that a little bit. Why did that happen?
Why did we switch from wide open 2 minutes to just wheels and tires? A lot of the premier divisions are doing that as an effort to save time. And what we'd find, Adam, is some of our drivers, they're savvy. They play this game. And what will happen is if the cars ain't right, I need 2 minutes in the work area for little things. And this just eliminates it. It makes it a visual for our officials to see, is it a top wing or a tire? If it's not, you're not guaranteed time any longer. And it's basically we have a lot of 2-minute requests that were never going to be completed in 2 minutes, and we just found it was dragging out the show.
Yep, well, you can see the crew is on hand. We got a drone on site. The car's still up in the air on the back of the tow truck. They'll put a jack under it and start to go to work on that left front corner.
Austin Rose winner 2 weeks ago.
Trying to get that left front off. They've got the nuts off.
It does not want to budge. There we go.
They got the left front off. Fresh Hoosier going on. Have a look at our Creekside construction screen on the front straightaway. Mr. Rose overseeing the operation. They've got a little bit more going on down there from the looks of it.
Yeah, Dave just come over the radio, said they're doing more than a tire. Time's up. So, I got to send a couple shouts out here. Want to send a shout to Brandon Gattine, our race med director. He's watching from Saskatoon here tonight. So, want to send a shout out to him. And we had one more request, and that would be to send a happy birthday to Ellie from the Whittam Sprint Car team.
So the Rose number 3 being pushed over to the warm-up track.
Better giddy up. The white flag is out. No, stay in yellow. I just heard 89 to the pits.
Yeah, we just got the note to black flag the 89, so I'm guessing there's a header problem.
Yes, that's what we're getting the word over the one way. He had a header issue, said he wasn't worried about, but the crew is texting us saying, get him in here, please. Don't let him race.
When you've got Jamie Turner as your crew chief, as your mentor, that happened before with Adrian Staley, and Turner texted, said, better black flag him, he can wind up blowing a motor. And I think it's because there's so much difference in pressure from one side of the engine to the other once one set of headers comes off, but I'm not positive.
And Dave Hunsley, race director, just went on the one-way and reported to the teams. This was not extended time to get the 3S out, who was beneficiary of that requested black flag. It was to get the 89 off the track, and the 3S is now at the back of the field, guys. Getting ready to go.
Back to the green flag through the WG Truck Center restart zone as Carter Long ready to cut them loose. Single file past the restart cone. Still 18 to go.
You know, it's funny, the driver that left to go to 360s, Nick Sheridan, really shouldn't have a good game when it comes to cone restarts, but he played that pretty well.
Murdoch continuing to lead. Last week's winner picking up where he left off. Keegan Baker running in the second spot. Logan Schwedek continues to impress. And how about Trevor Young holding tough there in that fourth spot?
Young in the 51, one of the more experienced drivers, I would say, in this field from Ancaster. He's a school teacher. Holding his own there in the fourth position.
Good battle for the second spot. It closes up. Schwedek had to change line. Looks to the inside of Keegan Baker. He'll take over the second spot.
Schwedek with a big long slide job on Keegan Baker. Baker comes back to the inside. Schwedek now up to the high side, taking the long way around in that 53, but it pays off. A good head of steam down the back stretch.
Baker still on the inside. Schwedek on the outside. So work off of 4. Schwedek will have the second spot. That time by Nick Sheridan right now sits in the fourth spot. Young back to 5th.
Matt Boyes.
Sorry, Trevor Young almost lost it.
Young almost lost it. Matt Boyes almost got into it with race leader Steve Murdoch. No fault of his own, just trying to figure things out. But Logan Schwedek is closing the gap in the 53 on Steve Murdoch. Murdoch has about a 12-car length lead over Schwedek down into turn 3.
Logan Schwedek looking for his first career win in the crate sprint car division, and he is following one of the best there is right now and closing the gap. Still through some heavy traffic. Tyler LaFantasy is next for the leader, and then we see Austin Rose, who just came out of the pit area before that last green flag.
Great battle between Keegan Baker and Nick Sheridan. They race side by side off the fourth turn around some slower traffic.
Baker really goes up the hill, so does Nick Sheridan. They'll go wheel to wheel off the second corner and down the backstretch. Sheridan ahead of Keegan Baker.
Sheridan goes down the track, slides up like a slide job line, but you don't have as much power in the crates to really make that move finish spectacularly.
Schwedek boxed in now behind Austin Rose as he's got to make some ground up here now on Steve Murdoch, who's got another lap car now between he and second place.
Murdoch carves through traffic like it's nobody's business. He doesn't mind taking risk, and it pays off for him sometimes.
Schwedek now to the inside of Austin Rose and Brian Nanico, trying to get them behind him and set his sights back on the leader. There's some extremely heavy traffic right in front of Murdoch, but the benefit is, for the most part, they're running low, and he's running that outside line.
He should have an all right time as Brian Nanico lifts to allow Logan Schwedek the line up top. Steve Murdoch around the outside. Oh, yellow. Oh!
Murdoch involved.
Our race leader gets into it with Jeremy May. The yellow flag was just being waved. I don't know how. I have no idea.
Now we got some cars that stopped for that, and now the red flag will be displayed.
That was significant contact just past the start-finish line. So Jeremy May must have been either stalled or spun out already.
Tough break for the Steve Murdoch car, guys. The rear end pushed back. He's getting unbuckled here. He was the leader of this race, and you can see the rear end contact here, guys. It has tore everything off here. Pushed everything back, tore up the shock, tore up the ladders bar, everything just tore up here. Watch yours back there, Jackie. They're going to bring in just in case and pick this one up. The headers pushed in, all kinds of damage here to the race leader's car.
And he was not the caution.
Steve is out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. And he'll walk around and take a look at the situation here. Steve, are you okay, man? That sucks when you're the leader.
Yeah, like this happens almost every year to us. Like we start off good and then just get caused in accidents and stuff. It just sucks, but I don't know, man.
Glad to see you're all right. That's the main thing. This car is badly tore up, guys. It is going to go off on the Just In Case Case IH tractor here. And put your hands together for the race leader. He was way out front in that one. Jack, let's head over and check out the 36. Steve Murdoch dejectedly walking back, guys, and 2 cars leaving on the lifts is not a way we want to go, especially when one is the leader. Same kind of damage here, same spot, the rear end pushed back, the side crasher pushed in. It's crazy, guys, almost identical damage on both of these cars. Front end damage also on the 36 here of May, as the front end tore out of that one, and we will have to pick up both these cars and get fired up.
Still not sure what happened to the Jeremy May 36, but let's take a break here on G-Force TV, and we'll be back with the final 7 laps of the Crate Sprint Car feature, and late models are still to come.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Freight doesn't move itself. It takes timing, trust, and a team that knows the road. For over 40 years, Patco Transportation, together with Encore Transportation, has served the North American marketplace with LTL, truckload, and special events freight. Family-owned, cross-border ready, and built to deliver. Patco Transportation, moving business forward.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Back to Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV. There you see tech going on over there from the Brock Leonard Memorial. Dave Bailey, Ryan Beagle, Brock Gregory having their cars inspected there in the room of doom. No one's running now, but there is a streaker at them. You said there would be.
Well, you just get these gut feelings, Greg.
So Logan Schwedek now becomes the race leader after what happened to Steve Murdoch here on the front stretch. Nick Sheridan filling in tonight for Lance Erskine, rides in the second spot. Keegan Baker, I believe, is going to line up third.
I just want to make a mention of, watch that 53 of Schwedek. He's hanging around Westbrook, getting help from the Westbrook team to start the year. And when that car is up on the upside of the cushion here in 3 and 4, it looks a lot like that 47X. And it's just pulling like Westbrook usually is. Here's a look at the incident again. Oh! Take it away, Greg.
Yeah, I want to agree with you. I was thinking the exact same thing of Logan Schwedek, how he almost looks like Dylan Westbrook at times out there, and I know that they've been working together with him, and what an improvement this year. Logan was already steadily making his way up the ladder, but he is kind of put that exclamation point on it here this year, and boy, he could really do that if he could get his first victory and send it to Slack Lumber victory lane, as we see Logan Schwedek there in that beautiful car wrapped by DJD Graphics, the MWE ride.
Yep, that's a pretty race car. If he wins this one, he's going to earn it. Nick Sheridan, Keegan Baker, Mac DeMann, Liam Martin, Jesse Costa. Then you've got Larry Gledhill, Trevor Young, and Kiana Teal, who's been having some really good runs.
Yeah, she really has been. Looking very confident. She's running right now inside the top 10, right behind another couple of drivers having great runs in Larry Gledhill and Trevor Young. I like to see this for Trevor. Obviously, he's been doing it for so long, but for Larry, it seems he's always in the middle of some misfortune. And right now, he's right up there well inside the top 10.
Schwedek executes a great restart, heads up to the outside. Nick Sheridan, a long, slow slide job, but he gets up in front of him. Logan Schwedek going to try to return the favor in 3 and 4. He does.
Oh, boy, that all closed up quick with Keegan Baker in the mix as well, trying to find some room in this dance as Logan Schwedek follows Nick Sheridan off of corner number 2. Here comes Keegan Baker to the inside of both of them.
Keegan Baker down the inside. Nick Sheridan closes the door. Logan Schwedek up to the high side. He's got a great run, though, down the front straightaway. Logan Schwedek committed to that outside line, doing a great job in the 53 as laps wind down. It'll be 4 laps to go this time.
Don't count out the 2 guys behind this 3-car dance. Mac DeMann and Liam Martin know how to get it done. Mac had a hard time there in corner number 4, but they're trying to close in on the top 3 battle.
Sheridan slides up the track in turn 2. Keegan Baker with some great forward momentum as Liam Martin makes a pass up into the 4th spot.
Keegan Baker has one career crate sprint car win. He'd like another one here tonight with Nick Sheridan running in the 2nd spot. Logan Schwedek drifting back in 3rd into the clutches of Liam Martin.
Liam Martin with a long slide job that allowed Mac DeMann to close in. It'll be 2 laps to go. Nick Sheridan heads to the high side. Keegan Baker down low.
Boy, great battle going on back and forth between Mac DeMann and Liam Martin. That's 4th and 5th going back and forth. Jesse Costa, the point leader, is right behind them. Here comes Nick Sheridan, though, taking a look at the lead.
Mobile 1 white flag one more time around. Keegan Baker leads them down to the start-finish line. There's traffic in the way.
Nick Sheridan goes up top. Can he thread the needle through corner number 2? He's going to get boxed up behind the boys' machine, but he's got time still.
Keegan Baker down low. Sheridan swings to the outside. It's going to be a drag race to the checkered flag. Keegan Baker, Nick Sheridan, Logan Schwedek. What a race.
Wow.
Holy moly, what a race.
What a night for feature events. Keegan Baker gets win number 2. Nick Sheridan second over Schwedek, Martin, and DeMann your top 5. Costa, Gledhill, Teal, Whittam. And how about Tom Pellizzari's return, and he gets a top 10 tonight as well.
Whew. Last week in the 360s, even fooled. Nope. Last week in the 360s, this week in the crates, those were 2 phenomenal sprint car races.
Yeah. Wowza. Slack Lumber Victory Lane is going to have an extension of the birthday party for Terry Baker taking place as the family's going to come down and celebrate Keegan Baker picking up the win. And think about how his night started. Won the heat and proceeded to crash into Ken Hamilton's parked car in corner 2. And still he comes back and Lone Wolf Fireworks will light it up as Keegan Baker will pick up the win. Let's send it down to Clinton Jeffrey and Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
You know I like these young winners because they can't wait to get out of the car and talk to us. Keegan ripping the helmet off. And you mentioned it, guys. What a rough night it was for them. Started out with a surprise birthday party for Dad's 60th birthday. Wins the qualifier. Gets wrecked on the cool-down lap. Puts it back together. Comes back and wins it here against the Nationals champion, Nikki Sheridan. And we will get Keegan up top. How about it, fans? Young Keegan Baker! Keegan will come around in front. Let's talk about it. Keegan, you talked to us out heat, so you didn't know what words to say. What an up and down. We just talked about it. Dad's birthday. You win the heat. You get wrecked. You put it back together. You get passed in this race. You come back to win. You couldn't have any more lines in this story tonight.
No, I don't really know what to say about this night. We won our heat race. We wrecked. We lost positions. We gained positions. Great race with Nick. Had a lot of fun doing that. It's even better. It's my dad's birthday today. We had a whole bunch of people here. I got to thank everyone for coming. I also got to thank all the sponsors for getting me here. Ackland Insurance, Strode's, Tegs Tools, Niagara Motors, Branded Wraps, Campbell's Belmont Marina, Princeton Homes, Wheel Wizards, Import Auto Works, anyone else I'm missing. I also got to thank all my crew for coming and helping every week. Uncle Kenny, Blister, my dad, my mom, Campbell, my girlfriend. I don't know who else I'm missing. I'm definitely missing some people.
Let's get Dad in here for a happy birthday hug. Congrats, Terry. What a great day it's been. What a wild night. Congrats, boys.
Thank you.
Keegan Baker gets it done, guys, and we'll get over here and talk to the Nationals champion in trying to be the spoiler tonight, Nick. I think you might have helped the 48 team fix their car a bit, but you almost had one here, but the youngster got you.
We got this thing a lot better today, Quentin. These guys, I can't say enough about them. They really worked together, got a good baseline, kind of taking what I've learned with the 360 and building it into the crate. So big thanks to everyone there, Lance and his dad, and Grandpa Phil and Uncle Derek, all those guys. They're awesome. But no, we had a great car. I think I made tires slower, but I got a bit free after that restart, and this kid ran a heck of a race. He ran me great. Just the way the traffic fell and kind of when I just couldn't get there. We passed a lot of cars, which is awesome, but. Just got to thank everyone, helped all my sponsors as well. Well, Lance's sponsors, I should say, Brown Auto, Pro Whip, Local 105, I think? Yeah, 105, and Neil Strom Trucking, everyone else on this car. I don't know them all, but thanks for them putting me in the car and trying to get better, and hopefully they can build on it, and we can build on this for 20 grand next week.
Right on, there you go. Nick Sheridan, everybody, will get over here and talk to Logan Schwedek as the Bakers get their photos done. Logan, you're looking a lot better here in this deal. You look really comfortable up on the top tonight. You almost won one, and like we say, you got to lose them before you can win them, and you're right there.
Yeah, this is a learning class. You know, we learn every week, so we're on the right track, and just got to keep plugging away here. I got to work on my restarts. It's 2 weeks in a row I've given stuff up on the restart, so my crew's they can blame this one on me, and we'll just keep plugging away and keep coming and trying new stuff.
Right on. Logan Schwedek third, Nick Sheridan second year winner. Keegan Baker, everybody, we got one feature to go here from the Big O. We'll be right back.
What in the actual Our company is going bankrupt because of this deal. Buy a Total Wash Cannon Kit and get 3 extra bottles for free. Oh man, this stuff just sprays on, melts the mud, and rinses off with no need to scrub. We even tested it against one of the most popular cleaners out there, and this is what happened. They didn't stand a chance. You know, sooner or later, we're going to have to take this deal down. So if you're on the fence, you're going to want to grab this deal now at the QR code below.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway, ready for the Northeast Late Model Alliance feature event. 25 laps the distance on the pole out of Trenton, the 57. Charlie Sandercock to his outside from Brighton. The 46 is Brandon Mowat. Row number 2 on the inside from Trenton. The 5 is Steve Baldwin. The 98 is Craig Graham. He's from Orono. Starting 5th, it's Brighton's Ryan Lambert in the 41. Last week's winner down there, Brighton Speedway. And starting in 6th from Port Hope, Austin King in the 89. The 7th spot belongs to Brant Graham. He's from Port Hope in the 14. And going 8th, Kyle Sopaz out of Trenton in the 11. Starting in 9th, Nathan Rinaldi from Brighton in car number 3. And going 10th, Luke Peru out of Port Colborne in the J19. 11th spot, Jonah Mutton in car number 39 out of Brighton. And starting 12th, Dylan Boyle from Havelock in the 50 machine. Starting 13th is the 7 of Anthony Rinaldi out of Brighton, and 14th spot, the Colonel Rich Sanders out of Brighton in car number 21. The final row, John McIntyre in the 19 junior from Port Colborne, and Gord Grant out of Morpeth in the 5G starts in the 16th spot. Final feature of the night is the Northeast Late Model Alliance, ready to go. 25 laps the distance, 16 cars. Ready to go as the Strickland GMC Pace Truck pulls off on the backstretch. Carter Long with double greens in hand atop the Cedar Springs Landscaping starter stand. Final feature is underway.
Good start through 1 and 2. They're 3 wide for the top spot down into the 3rd turn.
Charlie Sandercock edging ahead. Here comes Brandon Mowat, though, powering around the outside. And at the line, Brandon Mowat is going to lead the lap.
Mowat up high, Sandercock down low. They work down the back straightaway. Sandercock now with the advantage. Steve Baldwin right there to make it a 3-car race.
Off the corner, it's going to be Sandercock leading lap number 2. Mowat not going away on the top side. 2 of the absolute best weekly down at Brighton Speedway. Make that 3 of the absolute best, and Steve Baldwin, champion himself as well, running in that top 3. There isn't a slouch in this field here tonight, though.
No, there's really not great looking equipment out there as they streak by the line. Sandercock, no surprise from the pole, Sandercock leading the way, but he is not driving away.
Problems from Dylan Boyle here on the front stretch as he came up slow in the 50, and he's going to creep up the high side of 2 and take it to the pit area. So we'll stay under the green flag, and Brandon Mowat back to the top spot.
Mowat working that high side. There's a lot of racetrack for these drivers to choose from. Mowat with actually more options. Charlie Sandercock is working the bottom, so most of the way around the corner, he's sticking to the inside of the track. Mowat has the whole rest of the racetrack.
Mowat up top, Sandercock on the bottom. Steve Baldwin right now riding in that 3rd position. Good battle going on behind those drivers as Ryan Lambert and Craig Graham are side by side.
They'll drag race down the front straightaway again. This time it's Sandercock by a wheel at the stripe. They approach the slower car of Gord Grant on the backstretch, so they might have to get single file for a corner, but I imagine that won't last long, Greg.
Off of corner 4, Brandon Mowat will have lots of room to tuck up outside by the wall there and stay in pace step with the 57 of Charlie Sandercock as they work it off of corner number 2. It continues to be Sandercock, Mowat, and now Baldwin has cleared the Grant car.
Baldwin losing a little bit of ground to the leaders. Ryan Lambert trying to close in on him to make that a battle for the 3rd spot.
Brant Graham's trying to close in on Dad Craig Graham right now. And that would be a battle for the 5th position.
Out in front, though, Mowat slowly reeling in our race leader as the yellow flag comes out.
Anthony Rinaldi goes around in corner number 4, bringing out the Dixieland Grill caution flag. "17 laps left to go in our final feature of the night."
Got to send a shout out to the boss, Glenn Stiers and Chantarelli, watching in Quebec tonight as they get ready for the NASCAR race tomorrow. Adam and I are headed down there.
We're not going to see them on the plane in the morning?
They drove, I think, today.
Wow.
So no, you won't see them on the plane.
Safety crew will push Anthony off the blocks down there in corner 4. Should be able to continue on here. Get the Kenny Upol push truck team in. Country Trip Chip Wagon. Right about now. That sounds pretty good.
Looks like the Rinaldi car is not going to fire.
No.
They'll get that long push back to the pit area. Man, that was a good sprint car race and a good Thunderstock race.
Yeah. Been treated here tonight.
Big hats off to Glenn and Zigger and everyone involved who work on this facility between, say, midnight on a Friday night when most of us are gone until afternoon of the following Friday when we show back up. This doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen without hours and hours of hard work.
Not to mention thousands and thousands of dollars of diesel fuel that we go through every week here between all the machinery to keep the place repaired and looking good.
Going back to the green flag, Charlie Sandercock, Brandon Mowat in row 1, Steve Baldwin, Ryan Lambert row 2, and the Grahams make up row 3.
Well, that's a neat story. It would take more than 1,000 liters of diesel to make you look good, just for the record. He was talking about the track.
Would it make me pool table smooth?
Might. We can't pick on that. He hasn't used that term all year. He's afraid.
Somebody has to.
Sandercock out in front. Mowat still in that second spot. Nathan Rinaldi trying to make some moves and work his way up towards the top 5 on that restart. He runs in the 6th spot right now. It's a great battle going on for 3rd.
Charlie Sandercock committed to that inside line. Brandon Mowat trying to work that outside and gain ground. Lambert by Steve Baldwin at the line. And Brant Graham's been the driver on the move so far. He's gotten by Dad. He's working on the 5 of Steve Baldwin.
Drive to the inside, down into turn number 3. Power up in front of the number 5 of Baldwin. Baldwin's going to try to cross him over, but Brant Graham has that 4th spot.
He's going to try and close in on Ryan Lambert now. Started back in the 7th spot, now working up in the 4th position. Brandon Mowat committed, meanwhile, at the front to the outside line as Charlie Sandercock stays on the bottom.
Such a huge difference in the lines they're running. Sandercock way down low, tucked to the inside. We're going to be halfway this time. 13 laps in, 12 laps remaining in this late model feature event.
Charlie has the most career crate late model wins here at Ohsweken. In the limited number of times we've seen them here, he has 2 wins and then a few drivers with 1 win. So he'd like to grab his 3rd career win at the Big O in the crate at least. We'll have some late model open events later on in the year where the crates can run, but it'll be the open motors that are really the dominant cars.
Yeah, but as the track slicks off, those crate-powered late models things really level out. As they close in on Gord Grant again down into turn number 1. Forces Mowat to change his line, and I think it made him faster.
I was just going to say that. He closed in right there on Charlie Sandercock. Maybe that helped him find something, but he goes right back upstairs. It's Sandercock continuing to lead over Mowat. Then it's Ryan Lambert, and Brant Graham has kind of plateaued there. He has not been able to close in on Lambert.
Mowat just went into turn number 1, got a bit of a push, slid up the racetrack. He's going to make a big move to the inside of race leader Sandercock. New race leader off of turn number 4. Sandercock crosses him over. He'll keep the lead at the strike.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a new leader too, but Charlie Sandercock edges him there. Here comes Mowat back on the outside. We've seen some phenomenal racing here tonight, but the caution flag's going to come out. So we got one up high in corner number 4, and I'm not sure if that's That would be Prue. Luke Prue in the J19.
Yeah, he's got some front-end issues in that 19 car.
One of the Blastall equipment rides here tonight. Two of those are race night sponsors here tonight, Blastall and Club 54 Racing. Want to thank them again for bringing us what's been a phenomenal night. This is why we can have 360s off and still have a lot of eyeballs on what's happening here.
No, for sure. Great racing, great storylines, especially with the bounty. And how can you dispute the excitement of it? The races were well officiated, well driven, and entertaining.
Field line back up. We're going to take at least another turnaround here. With 8 laps left to go, things were just heating up. Maybe the caution flag that Brant Graham needed, he'd kind of slowed up there. Once he got to 4th, he could not catch Ryan Lambert, but it's a whole new game now with the Mobile 1 white flag out. Next time by, we'll be back to the green.
So you were off social media for most of the week, Greg?
Yeah, we had no cell service.
You missed some great posts about Carter the starter.
Oh, yeah?
People have really taken a shine, taken pictures of how he is up in the flag stand. Yeah, he's getting a lot of love.
Nice.
Well deserved.
Back through the WG Truck Center restart zone. 8 laps to settle it. Sandercock got a good jump there on Brandon Mowat. So did Brant Graham.
Yeah, Mowat did not fire off very well there. They'll be 3 wide through 1 and 2. Let's see who gets the run down the backstretch.
Ryan Lambert to the inside of Brant Graham as they're all chasing. The number 57 of Charlie Sandercock off of corner number 4. Make it 7 laps left to go.
Seems to take a few laps for Mowat to get that rhythm going, get that line working on the high side. Charlie Sandercock continues to hit his marks down low.
That caught me off guard. What's Dave doing next door? I thought something major was happening.
Sounds like a fiesta. I think they just hit the piñata.
It's the running of the bulls.
Could be.
Here comes Brandon Mowat back around the outside. It'll be 5 laps left to go, and the battle at the line continues to be Charlie Sandercock, your leader, Mowat second.
The whole scoring room just had jazz hands for 5 laps to go. Wouldn't that be funny to put laughing gas in their side of the tower one week?
Be better than the gas you put in this side of the tower. Rich Sanders goes around and puts us back into the Dixie Lane Grill caution flag. I think we needed that caution to get caught back up into what was going on there, Adam.
Focus.
We lost it. Well, I mean, it is past that time, right?
Omaha.
No. We haven't had to use that this year.
No, we've been on our best behavior. Clint sent me a reel. Go ahead, Clint.
I was going to say, meanwhile, I'm down here screaming, Omaha, every 10 minutes.
Clint sent me a reel this week of the origin of so many sayings. And I'm like, I'm not watching
Like the toe in the water thing?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like he sends me fart jokes and I send him intelligent history notes that he could be better on the air with.
Yeah, that sounds like Adam.
Which ones do you want, Greg? The ones from me or the ones from Clint?
I thought Clinton's was really, and in fact, I told my wife I thought it was so interesting about the breaking of the leg.
Right?
That was great.
Okay, you're getting the reel too then, I guess.
I liked it.
I still say I pity your algorithm.
I love the fact that you were wrong about the whole toe in the water thing. That made my night. You were so sure it was something else.
Do you know how many times a night I'm wrong? The biggest mistake I make is walking through that door. Okay, 5 laps to go.
Serious now. Get the giggles out.
No promises. Brandon Mowat hanging back. Charlie Sandercock works up the racetrack, ready to put the hammer down. 5 more laps to go in this late model feature event.
Man, look at them all fan out. This is going to be a wild finish to settle this Northeast Late Model Alliance. Oh, and the caution, I think, may need to come out again as we've got one up high. Yep.
The yellow lights are lit up.
John McIntyre this time goes around. Lazy spin.
Yeah, just a little too much oomph going down into the corner, puts it around backwards.
So we'll try it again with 5 laps left to go.
So since we know that Glenn and Chantel are watching, we should mention Flamborough Speedway put on a great race Tuesday night, super late models. The boss almost brought it home. He restarted late in the race alongside Jake Sheridan for the lead, and a little bit of hell broke loose, but he still finished in the top 5. But it was a fun race. The show should have been about 2 hours shorter than it was, but there was some really good racing. It was fun to watch. You know, Jake Sheridan, Trayton Lapsevich, Andrew Gressel, Glenn, and then some of the Americans that came up, like Childers or Childers, however you say his name.
And who won?
Trayton Lapsevich.
Oh, nice. I'm still catching up from a week ago now with, I didn't even have dial-up internet where I was.
Was it great?
Not in the heat, no.
Single file restart. They roll down to the green flag.
Wow, Craig Graham got a fantastic restart there. Got by his son Brant. Now he's battling for the second spot on the outside of Mowat and Lambert.
Had to lift a little bit as Brandon Mowat started to work towards the outside wall. Charlie Sandercock driving away, leaving them to battle for the second spot as laps start to wind down in this one.
Side by side for the second spot, Brandon Mowat and Ryan Lambert. Lambert has really learned the late model craft in a quick amount of time. He doesn't have the amount of laps that some of these drivers have, and picked up the win last week, as I mentioned, at Brighton, and here he is battling inside the top 3.
Looks like Mowat has lost the balance up on the high side. He's not really able to keep his foot in the throttle without losing the nose of that car. It'll be 2 laps to go this time.
Charlie Sandercock, where he's used to being, out in front right now. Brandon Mowat trying to search for things, but that car continues to push up the hill in corner 2. Ryan Lambert trying oh so hard to get by him into the second spot.
Mobile 1, white flag is out. 1 more lap to go.
Lambert edges ahead for the second spot as a work out of corner number 2 one more time and down the back stretch. Charlie Sandercock a half a lap away from the win.
He's led pretty much most of it from the start, but Mowat gave him a great battle, but in the end it's going to be Charlie Sandercock with the win. Lambert taking second over Brandon Mowat.
Craig Graham gets the bragging rights over Brant Graham at the line for 4th. Steve Baldwin was 6th, 7th Kyle Sopaz 8th, Jonah Mutton 9th, John McIntyre, and Austin King will complete the top 10 for the Vanderland Building Products Northeast Late Model Alliance. Going to Slack Lumber Victory Lane, it's going to be that guy, Charlie Sandercock out of Trenton, Ontario. Ryan Lambert, with his best Ohsweken Speedway finish, will come home in the second spot. And Brandon Mowat, as you mentioned, Adam, gave Charlie a run for his money. He'll come home in the third spot. Final feature of the night. Great night of racing here this evening. 2 of the features came right down to the final corner. What a night it was, and we're going to hear from the top 3 now from the late models down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane as we're about to see Lone Wolf Fireworks light up the sky, and no doubt if balls of flame.
If you haven't seen this part, stick around.
It gets warm.
Hang on to your hats.
Lone Wolf Fireworks, got to thank them for all that they do. They have been long-time supporters of the Speedway and help us celebrate every single feature winner. Let's send it down to Clinton Jeffrey.
This guy in the 57, no stranger to Slack Lumber Victory Lane, Charlie Sandercock, one of the favorites on paper every time we book the late models here at the Big O. We'll get him out and get a word with them in just a moment. We expect Charlie to come back in a few weeks for the late model open when we feature them as part of the World of Outlaws show on Tuesday, July 21st. If you didn't get the word yet, Christopher Bell, Ryan Newman, Stuart Friesen, Kenny Wallace, Kenny Schrader, all going to be here with the rest of the World of Outlaws. And hopefully this guy, as he climbs out into Slack Lumber Victory Lane, how about it for Charlie Sandercock? And we will heat things up for the Big C as he comes around here. Charlie, come on around and talk to us. Charlie, whenever we put the late models on, you got to be one of the favorites on paper to come out and do it. But Brandon took a shot at you. Ryan made it difficult. This was not an easy win.
No, it was. I know Brandon was. I think Brandon and I kind of switched roles. Normally he's down at the bottom and just stuck there. And the way the lineup rolled out, he was on the outside. And normally I'm out there knocking the fence down. But I just thought, you know what? We had a little bit of heating issues. We changed the rad last night, and I think we missed a couple things. So we're hot there in the heat race, so I was just going to take a cool off the start and not really just kind of see what I was going to do. And I think I just kind of just kept it on the bottom and protected the line.
Solid night here in this Northeast Late Model Alliance Tour. Anytime you pick a win, it's a great shot at the championship again.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to thank all my sponsors and Clinton, Glenn, the whole Ohsweken crew for putting us on and bringing us here. And we like coming here and race. Thank you to everyone.
See you in a few weeks, Charlie. Hopefully we'll get over here and talk to Ryan Lambert. Ryan, you had some good runs. Come on out front here. You know, it's not too often someone comes up and gives Charlie a headache here at Ohsweken, so great drive here tonight for yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, no, to run with Brandon or Charlie or Steve or any of them, you're doing something right, so definitely happy with a second.
Fantastic drive tonight. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Ryan Lambert will be second. We'll get over here and talk to third place, Brandon Mowat. Brandon, you had some shots at Charlie here tonight. You got up alongside him once or twice. What did you need to be one step further up here tonight?
I don't know. My radio wasn't working, so a couple of them restarts I didn't anticipate they were going to go. And then I think the outside was just going away there at the end, and there wasn't much I could do.
Solid drive. Brandon Willett, Ryan Lambert, and your winner, Charlie Sandercock. Take us home, guys. It's been a wild one. Next week, Action Sprint Tour presented by Matco Tools has its first round. We have our partner dinner. We have both bounties still on line. It's going to be a crazy night, guys. $10,000 for the 360 Sprints plus a $10,000 bounty on Westbrook. Must-see show next Friday.
It was a great show here tonight. I want to thank Blast All Equipment and Club 54 Racing. On behalf of the Stiers family, all of our crew, and on behalf of Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross, I'm Greg Kellman saying so long. We'll see you next week on G-Force TV. Copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.